Hello everyone, welcome to the stream, if you can hear this on the replay or whatever have you. Welcome. Very complex one today, requiring a lot of setup, so do bear with me if stuff doesn't work. I also seem to be having some internet troubles tonight, so I'm local recording this, so if you're watching this might be in like 2 parts or whatever on the replay or whatever have you. I don't know how I'm going to figure this out yet. If there's like not too big a drop, if I do drop, if there's not too big a gap or whatever between me reconnecting, I'll just leave it as one VOD. Otherwise, if I have to wait like 5-10 minutes for it to come back up, I might just leave it. We'll see what happens, but yeah, there's a lot that's gone into tonight just for external factors to kind of mess it up a little bit. But welcome. Hey K-Dog, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good one. Why is my on-screen chat not working? There we go, it's just being really slow, so I'm gonna refresh that. Hopefully that works now. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for dropping by. So for those of you who don't know what we're doing, this is an Archipelago, and I'm gonna chuck the command down in the chat. If you have no idea what that means, because you can go over to the website and find out what that's all about. But what we're doing here is Mario Kart Wii versus Mario Kart 8. You can see the Mario Kart Wii side, although this is CTGP, not Mario Kart Wii specifically. There's 2 very good reasons for that. I forgot to turn off my jigsaw puzzle. Hang on a second. 2 very good reasons for this being CTGP instead of normal Mario Kart Wii. One is, by default, CTGP has this option to turn off the D-flicker. If you remember Brawl, there's that menu where you can turn the smoothing on or off. Mario Kart Wii just has that on by default. It looks a little bit nice to have it turned off, so CTGP can do that. Second is this is a Wii U, and therefore I get USB game controller support, which is nice to not have to like keep batteries charged and keep an eye on that sort of stuff. So I can use 2 wired controllers. It makes it a bit easier to go back and forth. Reason for the Wii U over the Wii is, well, as I said, slightly better video quality, because I don't have a very good cable for the Wii currently. Second reason is because using mods you can force the Wii mode into 1080p mode, which therefore makes it way easier for me, and just to prove I've got 2 games here, it makes it way easier for me to do this. So there's the music. I'm not just playing like an MP3 file or whatever. Where's my remote gone? I should have double checked this all worked before I went live. There we go, do that. And then if I deactivate and reactivate that, there you go, I'm over here at Mario Kart 8. I had to buy like a whole new splitter for this, and it still doesn't work seamlessly, as you can see. But the important thing is I can easily switch back and forth between the 2. I now realise that's the wrong... there we go, that's why let's zoom out. I have to zoom in for Mario Kart Wii. We're going to start with Mario Kart Wii for the simple reason of, I don't think there's going to be too much of an imbalance between the 2 games. Reason being is Mario Kart Wii has mirror mode and battle mode enabled, so that kind of balances it out a little bit. But I'd still say it's like going to be 60% Mario Kart 8, 40% Mario Kart Wii, so we might as well start there. So what I now need to do is hit 2. This is really finicky with line of sight because it's an IR sensor. So now I need to hit button 2, do that, and then change over the audio. Yeah, I don't have like a one button does this all thing, but there you go. Looking forward to seeing 2 Archie reviews. Welcome, Alari. I'll probably link to the VODs for these at least, because yeah, I expect this to be a 2-day thing. There's no way I'm going to do all this tonight. There's a lot of game to play here, at least like 6 hours I estimate, so much rather split it over to tomorrow as well. So anyway, if you can look in the bottom left corner, you might have no idea what that's about. That's the Archipelago text chat, and luckily someone recently made a new version of the text chat that looks really nice for streaming. I know that's not like the best thing, but it looks much better than just screen capturing the other one, because I can increase the font size and change the background and stuff. Anyway, so if you look over there, you can see I'm connected. Now the big thing here for these 2 games that I'm playing is these are manual. These are not like other Archipelago games, which are on PC, and it automatically figures out how to send stuff backwards and forwards between the server. I have to tell it when I've done stuff in the game. That's why we're on console here. So because of that, you can see, I figured it was sensible to see the text chat, because with stuff like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 that we've done before, which, you know, at Viper Archives on YouTube, if you didn't see that VOD, it shows up on the screen, because it's a mod, so you can just see it on the screen when I'm sending stuff back and forth. I was like, no, need a text chat for this so you can see what's going on. But you know roughly what I'm doing. I'll explain it all as I'm going along if you're not familiar at all. Otherwise, like I said, I've dropped the link to the website if you want to read a bit more about it. Probably just easiest to see as I go along though. Anyways, so here before I begin, I've got a couple things I need to double check. As with any Archipelago, I won't have everything unlocked, so I will have certain characters and carts that I can play as until I unlock them. Meaning it's, unless you definitely know I have something, you know, refrain from doing the pick combo thing. You'll see as I unlock stuff, so, you know, I'll unlock Bowser Jr. or whatever, and you can go, hey, plays Bowser Jr. That sort of thing. The second of all is Mario Kart 8, as compensation for if you don't have everything like the gold parts unlocked, has a couple of free checks. So I am going to find where they are. Where are you? Substitute, and substitute, substitute spelt wrong, it's substitute on my screen here. So I have 12 things I can click. These are just free unlocks, basically, for if I happen to not have the things I've started with. So you might as well just click them. So with that, we're going to get a load of stuff very quickly, and we'll see where that leaves us in Mario Kart Wii here. So if I hit that, Dry Bowser in Mario Kart 8. Oh wait, no, this will only be for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So Peach and Baby Rosalina, so they're the three characters on top of what I already have in Mario Kart 8 that I'll be able to play as. Substitute Kart 1, 2, and 3, 300 SL Roadster, Master Zero Cycle, and Flame Red. Okay, I was hoping to roll Teddy Buggy, but we'll find that somewhere else later in the seed. Wheels, we get Sponge, Slim, and Cyber Slick. All pretty good wheels. And Glider, Paper Glider, Parafoil, Hylian. They're all pretty good. There we go, so that's our free checks basically. So with that, I can now go on over to Mario Kart Wii. You won't be able to see this on your screen, so I'll just have to read it out for you. Unlocked, we have the Flower Cup. So is this all manual? Yeah, I'm clicking this all in real time and will be. You'll hear me throughout. So I have the Flower Cup, the normal version, not the mirror version. Heavyweight characters, I have Wario, Vehicles Spear, oh boy. Lightweight, I have Koopa Trooper and the Magic Cruiser, and medium, I have Luigi and the Sugar Scoot. They're all awful in their own ways, so I'll see which of the poisons I want most. So in the case of this Flower Cup here, I want to get first place on every track. That's 3 checks for getting first place, so we'll be doing what I did on previous streams. We'll get into the main menu here and save you from the looping music. So, I'm going to go into versus mode and set this just so it's easier to win, basically. So, versus race, rules, 150, normal, all carts, in order just speeds things up. Basic items is mushrooms, bananas, and shells, basically. I don't even remember if it's red shells, I think it might just be green shells, but just gives you a little speed boost over having nothing at all. 4 races, that's all good. Right, so the annoying issue with this is this is for the American version of Mario Kart Wii, so I don't remember what some of these bikes are called in the UK version here. But I don't want to say my best bet is Wario on the... Oh, that's getting a little loud. I've just noticed on your end, and I'm actually going to turn it down a bit on mine as well. My instinct is to say Wario on the Spear, aka the Torpedo, but that thing controls, like, arse round corners, so I would prefer not. Koopa Trooper on the Magic Cruiser feels the most doable, but I'm going to get pushed about because I'm lightweight. Well, that doesn't matter too much if I'm on basic items, so I think we're going to go Koopa Trooper. Right, Magic Cruiser, that's luckily called the same thing here. We're going to go manual, and we're going to go to the Flower Cup. So here we go, getting underway, let's do it. And soon, you'll see at the bottom of the screen when I finish the race, I'll manually tick all the things I've done, i.e. 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, and then we'll see what we unlock as we go along. Sometimes this is a bit like pulling at threads, i.e. So I'll tell you what I need to, like, beat both games, quote-unquote, in a second. But sometimes it's like pulling at threads, finding MacGuffins you need to finish the game. Other times it's just really easy and like it all just happens naturally. So I don't necessarily want to have to hint where the MacGuffins are, but if it's really taking that long, I will. Otherwise, like, you know, it's the sort of thing where it's like, if I've got 10 things that I can, or 10 cups I can do or whatever, I just want to know which one gives me the gold trophy, I'll go and do that. But, you know, if I've only got like one thing left, I'm not going to bother doing things or whatever, you know. I like playing the games, I don't play the games. So dirty. Yeah, the goal for Mario Kart Wii is, I believe, get 8 gold trophies. That's a filler item in the world itself. That's not anything that's in actual Mario Kart Wii. So we just want to find where the gold trophies are in this digital world that we've got made here. As for Mario Kart 8, I think it's something similar. I've honestly played the Mario Kart 8 one way less. I've only played it the once, so I couldn't say for definite. I think it's something very similar, like a gold trophy hunt. Generally, what all the Mario Kart games tend to be. So we've got all cups on there, no mirror mode thankfully, because that would just balance the game so heavily in Mario Kart 8's favour. But no, there's like a decent reason to play both games and not just stick to one. So we're going to be going backwards and forwards throughout the night as and when we need to get everything we can. And hopefully, like, the big key for me is getting good characters. You know, it makes it all the more bearable if you've got like some of the best characters and you can also have some variety. Like, if you're playing the game for a long time, it's nice to be able to swap back and forth between characters. Right, Mario Circuit. Top 3, top 2, top 1. So I got wood wheels. I already got a gold trophy. And in at number 1, I got filler. Very nice. Anyway, King, welcome. Hope you're having a good one. We're doing a bit of a multi-world here. So yeah, I got some interesting stuff in Mario Kart 8. Nothing of use in Mario Kart Wii whatsoever, except for filler. Gonna get this out of the way. Switch 2 is a console that exists. It is true. I can't deny it. Should we just say now? Game prices. There we go. That's out of the way as well. What else can we talk about tonight? Okay, I'm gonna assume, hopefully we're gonna get some cool vehicles over the next couple of races anyway. I'd love a flame runner or something like that. The other thing to note is game keys. True, not said game key cards. There we go. Everything's out of our system now. So Mario Kart Wii, pretty good game, right? I don't get to talk about this all that often. It's normally Mario Kart World, but I'm already worldwide here on the multi-world, as you've already mentioned. Yeah, otherwise it's going to be a pretty like standard playthrough in terms of the game part. Like, there's not really any randomization aside from I pick what I have unlocked. You know, I can't do anything that I don't have unlocked basically. So I can't just go and play Mushroom Cup right now because I don't have the Mushroom Cup. This is currently the only cup I have available. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to see what it sends me, and then from there we make our next plan of attack for what we can and can't do. So yeah, it's pretty fun. I really enjoy these manual ones as much as I enjoy like the ones that actually definitively change the gameplay or whatever. Only cup I have is beside me. I can't put down the cup. Honestly, Ilari, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but have we had it confirmed whether the online is just the circuits, or are we also gonna... I know, like, there's free roam online and stuff, but, like, if I'm doing a traditional racing mode, can I race around the tour to the track, or, like, how does that work? Also, how I missed the VB on that, I forgot you were on my Wii. I didn't let go of the button there, so I'm not quite sure what that was about, but okay. Yeah, thankfully, because of this item set, I don't have to worry about getting glued and lightning. And all that sort of stuff, so it's just a pretty leisurely cruise, and that's kind of the aim. You're putting enough hours into the game to finish the multi-world as it is. You kind of just want it to be a bit more of a carefree experience and not down to luck or whatever, where you get some of these things. So removing just like the slightest elements of luck and things makes it a lot more enjoyable for me personally. Some people are always like, well, why would you want to remove the CPUs after playing Mario Kart or whatever? Yeah, but inherently playing something like this is not just because I want to play Mario Kart. I want to play a different take on it or whatever. And so that's always like an important thing to know with these randomizers and stuff. Right, Coconut Mall Lightning Cup Mirror, nice. MK8 and Filler. Okay, so I've got another cup I can do already. Onto some of the longer ones, including apparently quote-unquote DK Summit. How do I have a sub badge? Did you miss last week? For some reason, Scubman came in and gifted you one. I don't know why he didn't sub himself and instead subbed you, but did that. The gift leaderboard's not showing up on my screen. I don't know if it's on everyone else's screen. It was there this morning when I was in OBS. Must have missed the notification. I'm going to guess that's going to be. The motivation kind of works as well. Last week was low on motivation with that shitty Mario Kart 64 mod, let's be honest. Oh, that was a trip. This is kind of a fun track. That was a lot of air from that for some reason. Definitely like one of my favourites when I first played the game. I don't know how I feel about it now. Like, it's probably somewhere towards like the top middle of my own picks personally. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it doesn't quite get what I want out of the concept of like a ski village kind of thing. Like, I think there's like a little bit more potential here that I didn't quite explore. I get it from the going down the ski slope perspective. Yes, Ilari, I'm more than likely going to do this track 3 times. At least one of those times is different enough to the other two, somewhat. And hey, look, we get the Mario statue slash the Mii head, if I had more than 2 Miis on this Wii. It's a shame they replaced that with Donkey Kong. I get the reason, it's DK Snowboard Cross and DK barely appears in it in the Wii version. I guess that's another complaint, but, you know, it's still strange nonetheless that they changed that out. I just kind of like it here. I look at how to like rotate out. I think that happens with some things in Mario Kart 8, like statues and stuff. Can't wait to send you £95 for you to even obtain any of this sub-mine. I seem to recall I was getting close at some point. Someone subscribed to me back in like February and it looked at it. I was like 70 out of the 100 or something. I'm gonna have to look again at some point because I am now a little curious. But I did forget to check the other day. Not that I'm in it for the money or anything, but I can't lie. If I could get a payout, I'm not just gonna leave it sat there. You know? I will take the money in that scenario. Like, leave it sitting rotting on Twitch's end for them to funnel back into Amazon or put it into my own pocket. Or like, I'm not here for that, but I'll happily take it off them if it's going to be such an issue, you know? Good track to have some nice off-road stats on, considering there's so much snow around. Let's see what this gives us. Filler. We're doing good on filler so far, aren't we? Pink Gold Peach. Filler. Are we going to have a lot of filler tonight? It feels like we might. I'm guessing the filler's a substitute for how much stuff there is in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Realistically, that's why we're getting so much of it. What's the Nintendo thing that keeps appearing in the corners? The track author, by the way, if you're wondering, because that's for the custom tracks, but all the Nintendo ones just don't say created by, it's just like Nintendo. More filler than a Beach episode? I mean, that is a lot of filler, but like, goodness me, we're going to see that word a lot tonight, I think. That's just how... I don't think they're too disproportionate, but they're disproportionate enough to where that's clearly how the game is dealing with it. Most multi-worlds and manual multi-worlds and things would be teletext moment. I mean, that's just what the background of the thing is. I can only do so much to jazz it up, you know? But yeah, I think there's still like enough of a difference between the number of checks to where that's going to happen. Most of them would call it, I don't know, something like silver trophies instead of gold trophies or whatever, but there's one just flat out, it is what it is, it's filler. Oh, okay. Because it doesn't do anything for you, so we're just going to let you know it doesn't do anything. No, great. In the instance of automatic ones that are like made from mods or whatever, you know, the sort you play on PC, like the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 ones we did, that would be something like a trap, where like it reverses your controls or something silly like that, or it sends you an in-game item, like I'd get a coin in Mario Kart 8. That's obviously a bad example because that's not what happens in Mario Kart 8, but you kind of get the vibe. Whereas here it can't do any of that, so I'm going to call it filler. makes it exciting. This track in Wii or 8, I really like the 8 version. I mean, I like both versions, but I'd say it probably drives better here, but I prefer playing it in 8. This one's really satisfying to go around, whereas I just think it's a really pretty track in 8. It's got good music, it's still a pretty good drive, all things considered, but it's like satisfying to like go up and down the slopes here, whereas your anti-grav in that game is nowhere near as, you know, there's nowhere near as much peril or anything like that. Race on this one so far. See, at some point when I got enough game points, which you do by just doing stuff in the games, of which we've already done a lot. Boost Cost Pass is included, and all the DLC characters as well, yes hello. But yeah, one of my big hints in this will likely be Flame Runner and Teddy Buggy in Mario Kart 8, just because it would make the game much nicer to play. Not that there's anything wrong with playing it like this, I like the variety, but I'd like to have the best vehicles, it speeds it up a little bit. Anyway, Filler, Gold Trophy to Mario Kart 8, that's another progress item, and Larry to Mario Kart 8. So only really one thing of relevance to Mario Kart Wii here, which was the Lightning Cup Mirror, which we're going to go to next. Annoying thing about Mario Kart Wii is I have to remember each time to change back and forth between normal and mirror mode, so some I might forget and someone might need to like kick me or whatever and go, hey, you forgot to change the mirror. No other Koopalings? What, in Mario Kart 8? There's loads of Koopalings. We'll find them all eventually. I like that I started with Larry, no. Yeah, I started with Luigi, which would have been nice had it not been one of the absolute worst bikes in the game. Anyway, mirror. Yeah, so I have to come to this menu every time to do mirror, so... Oops. You've just got to remember to do that every now and then. Right, Koopa Trooper's still my best option because I don't actually get any characters at all. So, back to Magic Cruiser and to Lightning Cup. Oh, right, for some reason I was confusing Lightning with Special. This will actually probably be a pretty quick cup looking at it. I was saying that DK Mountain and N64 Bowser's Castle are some of the longest tracks in the game, so... I don't know about that one, but we'll see. Hey, Magic Cruiser Imitator, SMH. Okay. Off we go. Luckily this is a nice and simple track, so it makes up for those other two long ones that I just mentioned. It take too long, especially given, hopefully we roll mushrooms a tiny bit more. I say that, I don't think I can roll them in first, even with basic items on, but could be wrong. I don't quite remember now. But even still, with not getting pelted by things speeds, especially way up so much. I mean, I was testing with Mario Kart 8 earlier and I forgot. I forgot how much you get pelted in that game sometimes as well by the CPUs. If I'm playing with CPUs, I'm playing with online players most of the time. I mean, online players are, you know, kind of counteracting the CPUs in terms of cheapness. So I forgot, I think I got Blue Shell like 3 times in the same race while setting up the Switch side of this. I was like, oh yeah. I had a feeling I was testing earlier. Yeah, I did some stuff yesterday, and for like a good chunk of today, I've been working on this because it required a lot of work to get it to the point it's at. And like I said, it's still not seamless, which I would have liked it to be, but when I switch HDMI inputs using the HDMI switcher, the capture card does disconnect and reconnect on the computer, so there's only so much I can do. Like, I've got to manually turn off and on the audio, and turn off and on the capture card in OBS, so I can't make it seamless, sadly, but I would have loved something like that. There's not really much I can do, so I wanted to make sure it was like to the best of my ability, you know, kind of minimize downtime and things like that. Yeah. Right, Lightning Cup Mirror, SNES Mario Circuit 3, Filler, Standard Wheels, Filler. Oh, I'm just getting it all out my system, what can I say? Yeah, also, I've just left the game on all day, so if you see me play Mario Kart 8 all day, it's because I wired my controller, I turned off sleep mode, all just so it was easier to flick back and forth while doing the whole switching thing and other stuff. when I'm doing it now, it should be a bit more seamless. I won't have to turn the switch back on or whatever. So because of that, it looks like I've been playing it today, when in reality I've just mostly been in the menu and occasionally hopped onto like Mario Kart Stadium or whatever to quickly see if audio sync was working and stuff, because part of the issue is Mario Kart Wii, or just the Wii U in general I guess, is way louder than the Switch. So because of that, I'm actually running an audio cable from the Switch, because if you didn't know, you can still use headphones in... Well, I know people know you can use Bluetooth headphones, but you can still use wired headphones in TV mode. So because of that, I've run an audio cable from it so that I don't have to remember to change the volume, because that's just one more thing to have to remember to do each time I change the game. So because of that, I just mute one and unmute the other, and it's a tiny bit easier than the alternative, which was manually going, "You got the right volume" every single time we switched the game. Speaking of which, how is the game audio? I was worried it was overpowering me, so hopefully it's mostly okay. Do let me know if it needs to go up or down in either game at any point, because, you know, I could only test so much when I was playing actual races. Most of the time it was idling on the menus, which are just inherently quieter. Sounds good ATM, good. Because we don't have anything loud like bullet bills or the sirens that happen to the blue shells and stuff, that also helps balance it a little bit better too. It's just nice to have clean races around here, you know, take clean lines and not get battered by anything. It's a change of pace for sure. That's like half the appeal to me, is just changing pace. And in the case of, you know, the mod ones, you find new experiences that you never would have had playing the game normally otherwise. This isn't like that, but it just recontextualizes the game, and that's a lot of fun for sure. Shame the CPUs can't handle a lack of items. Yeah, like, it does take away the challenge for sure, and that's, for some people, a game break. But I'm already spending 5 hours in this session altogether. I don't need to replay any of these tracks anymore, you know. I've got 3 plays of some of these, 2 of others. I'm perfectly fine not having to do them again, just get one check that ends up being filler, you know. Again, I don't really feel like I let go of the button, but I'm guessing the contact's a little in need of cleaning then. Right. Filler. Coins. That's filler. Filler. That was a complete waste of my time. Okay. Oh yeah, I've got enough. No, I should leave it a little bit. I was going to say I've got enough points to hint Flame Runner, but nah, we'll leave it. That's half the fun. I'd assume it'd be ages away anyway, so it wouldn't really help to hint it all that much. It'd create a... As I say, it's like sometimes pulling at threads of, oh, to get this, I need this thing in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which requires this other thing in Mario Kart 8, which requires this thing in Wii, etc. Like, quite often that happens, or sometimes you just get all the stuff you need within like an hour, and you're like, oh, that was quick. It really goes both ways, and that's the fun of it. Sometimes you're done really quick, sometimes you're like doing every single little thing in the game just to get to the end of them or whatever have you. Oh yeah, Mario Kart Wii has an extra condition on top of the gold. On top of the gold trophies, you have to have raced on Rainbow Road at least once. So if you've already done it, you don't have to do it again. It might be fun in doing it again, or maybe just as a treat, I do a different Rainbow Road since this is a CPG thing, but that is an extra condition in Mario Kart Wii that I really like. It's not just hit a button and you're done when you have the gold trophies or whatever, it's, hey, you've actually got to play something to trigger this as well, which is really nice for sure. Wish 8 had something similar, but since 8 has so many tracks, I might just want to be over, depending on how long the seed ends up going for. That is the one where things will quickly very much spiral out of control for sure. So we shall see. As to how that one goes, I guess. Okay. Pretty solid DK Mountain with all of the twists and turns intact. Will also be, you know, I'm noticing a pattern here. We're also doing three of the 4 tracks we're doing, right? We're doing Peach Gardens, we're definitely doing this one. It's Mario Circuit 3 that's in 8 Deluxe, right? It's just M64 Bowser's Castle to start. I we're already doing DK Pass again. We're doing Coconut Mall again. We're doing Glorious Color. Yeah, okay. In case you ever wanted evidence that, in particular, Booster Course Pass was very Wii nostalgia heavy, this will be the best judge of character. There's so many tracks that either originated in or were most fondly remembered in Wii. If like it has a lot of tracks, no, I promise you look at the ratio of how many tracks from Wii are represented versus, say, like DS, for example. DS has a lot that aren't in there, whereas Wii barely has any that aren't in there. N64's not that bad, SNES is pretty bad, GBA is pretty bad. But like Wii is genuinely missing what? Luigi Circuit, Toad's Factory, Mario Circuit, the rest of that cup's in there, most of Star Cup's in there. I'm trying to think of anything in Star Cup that's not in there. What? 2 of 4 from Special are in there. It's the best represented in 8 Deluxe, specifically in the DLC pass. And especially then when you factor in tracks that were retros in this game, almost always came back as well. Oh, right. Ludwig, there you go, there's another Koopa. Coins, or filler. Special Cup Mirror, right, we're staying on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for a while then. Oh, sorry, Mario Kart Wii for a while then. I would like more characters, though. I would like to not be stuck on this combination for the rest of time. Because I don't think... we still not found any characters or cards for Mario Kart Wii. I'm not sure what's going on there. Normally I would have found something by now, even if it wasn't worth using or whatever have you. But so far coming up dry, for sure. Oh yeah, speaking of Switch and money, I have... so I think I've already mentioned how I was personally doing it, was putting aside a little bit of money each month. I suck at saving money when it's physically in my bank account, because I'll go, oh, I owe someone, I'll just pay that immediately from what's in savings or whatever. I'm bad like that. I'm bad at impulse purchases, but that's somewhat beside the point. But, so because of that, I've been taking the Switch money out in cash. So today, because a lot of people have started charging, even though it's a bank holiday, I was a little scared that they were going to start taking the money as of tomorrow. I think I just said Smith's is my pre-order. So I put it all in today, and there is nothing more nerve-wracking. Like, I have the exact amount in there. I can't afford for any, like, random little things to go out, you know, like, oh, your iCloud, I still pay for that for some reason, you know, like £1. I can't even afford for that to come out of the account right now, so it's been squeaky bum time, just waiting for Smith to see if they'll randomly take it on this bank holiday, or if not, when they're going to take it. Their policy is generally 7 days, but some places already took it, like, early last week, so I'm a little fearful. I really hate that sort of thing, for sure. Having to keep money in and just hope they take it while it's there. I think I seem to recall having issues with my OLED. 96 tracks. Yeah, the same thing happened with my OLED, where I got it from the Nintendo store, and I was like, just sat there for days waiting, like, come on, take it. And then for some reason, I barely didn't have enough, so I had to kind of fight with Stort. Go, can you please recharge my card? I put it all in there now. I think I put like 5 into savings for some random reason. I think it's like November or Larry that the bundle goes away. I think... see, you would assume it's before, but I think it's after Black Friday, if I'm not mistaken. But just soon enough to where you're like, well, why are you not keeping it for Christmas? I kind of know the answer, so that families will have to go out and buy the game separate. Which, you know, classic Nintendo 2025 move, something game pricing, something. But it's still weird to me that you would discontinue it that close, but just close enough to be inconvenient, but not close enough to, you know, affect Black Friday at all. Yeah, not long till the launch indeed. Also, I love having off-road. Like, this bike's great. You just don't get affected by off-road at all. It's like the one benefit of Magic Cruiser. I think it's a pretty good bike. I think it's second place to the Bullet bike for lightweights. Yeah, loads of time for second-hand market indeed. Like, I highly doubt it will crash quickly, but you never know as to how, like, Facebook Marketplace, for example, will happen. Like, people just get rid of things with stupid amounts of money on there sometimes. Right. Filler, Lightning Cup to Mario Kart 8. Okay. And Shell Cup Mirror. Oh, I've got 2 things to do in Mario Kart Wii. I don't want to get too fixated on one game. We've only been going for half an hour, okay. That's Hey Pete, welcome. I hope you're having a good one. Thanks for dropping by. We are doing a multi-game Mario Kart randomizer. If you're lost at home, we've got a chat in the corner that tells me what I'm unlocking and what I can do. Otherwise, just follow along the ride, I guess. Shock Switch ones haven't dropped. You can, as I said, Facebook Marketplace is always something for that sort of thing. I've seen them go stupid prices for there, and people haven't lost their organs going to collect them, so might be some luck for Switch ones as well, post Switch 2. Yeah, I do think general market price will basically be the same as not that far off. Sorry, buying it new, personally. Right, for the funnies, I'm considering playing as another character. What is it? Luigi and Sugar Scoot. My brain says Sugar Scoot is this one, and the name lines up. Sugar Scoot. Yes, that's the one. This is outside drift and really slow, but I just want to do something different. Anyway, I thought I had more than this. So do I really only have... Oh, I do. I have Special Cup Mirror, but for some reason it wasn't scrolling down half enough. I think that's fair, Larry. I think a lot of people are in the same boat. In regards to World in particular, it's worth seeing as to whether people like it. Probably, first of all. I think the consensus is anyone who got to play it early really likes it. But, general consensus has shifted before, way closer to release, And yeah, early adopter issue is also a big one. I know I got my Switch in September, so about 5-6 months after, and there were a bunch of issues they'd already silently patched by that point. Like, the fan cracking issue I know a lot of people had on their launch models didn't have that. I've never had an issue with my originals fans still. I know loads of people who got them day one who did. They fixed the kickstand on those slightly later ones as well. I never had my kickstand disconnect, whereas I know loads of people with the base one did. They slightly improved it. So like, there's really small things they don't talk about that do get changed if you give it even just a few months, That such is the case of early adopter syndrome and all that, but definitely worth waiting at that point. Anyway, especially if you're on the fence. Shell Cup Mirror. Yeah, the OLED stand's great, and well, by extension, now the Switch 2 stand looks really good as well. But even as I say, my original Switch 1, my non-OLED one, had a better kickstand than your day one did, just because they did improve it over the first few months in response to criticism. It wasn't amazing still, it really wasn't, but it was slightly better. Anyway, I'm not used to outside drift in this game, so give me a little bit. So yeah, you're effectively playing a kart with a wheelie, but it doesn't have any of the benefits of karts, it just has the wheelie, so you gotta make good use of it. But generally the rule of bikes in this game is inside drift is just supreme, because you can just take corners tighter. You don't get the benefit of outside drift of having boost, an extended boost. Yeah, I think Mario Kart's the decider for a lot of people on that, honestly, alone more on the console from what I've seen. I don't know many people buying it for the console upgrade as I do buying it for new Mario Kart. Like, that statistic weighs supreme for sure. But yeah, the consensus is inside drift on bikes, otherwise you shouldn't really use a kart because they're that much worse than inside drift bikes, but they still rank above these guys, so yeah. Wait till that DK drop. I don't know if it will. Just because it's a 3D Mario stand-in, it might do alright, but I can't see that doing the same numbers as Mario Kart on day one, honestly. I mean, that's a pretty unfair statistic to go against now that I'm saying that out loud, but still. I think it will do well, but I don't think it will do anywhere near a 3D Mario, for example, which is what it's a standard for, Only other big launch window game. Hello, Switch 2 welcome tour. Hello. Yeah, that was really all we know. They've only talked about the launch window. They've not talked about Holiday or anything yet, as far as I remember, so makes sense as the only other launch window game. Baby Mario, okay. Filler. Well, Treasure's got to get out of just re-releasing Ikaruga a million times to do Wario World 2, so give him time. Alright, I thought it was Ghost Valley first for some reason. This is a really short cup now that I'm thinking about it. I think that's the longest track in the cup that we just played, and it's really not that bad. I mean, this is from the point in time, like, DS and onwards had really short tracks. This is the first game to kind of bring them from 2 minutes to 3 minutes, so it makes sense that the retro, or the retro section is just generally much better in terms of, sorry, not much better, you know what I mean, much shorter than the quote-unquote nitros. I know they're not nitros in anything after DS, but I still just say nitros out of habit. So Wario's on the spear, which is what I could be using. But, you know, we have Gunstar Heroes 3. It's called, is it Gunstar Superheroes, whatever the GBA one's called? Because Guardian Heroes is not really a sequel, but kind of a sequel. Not really, but might as well be. Yeah, the turning on the spear / torpedo is awful, which is why we've not been using them. That's Gunstar Heroes 2, but Guardian Heroes. I know, I'm not winning this argument, but we also get Platinum 3-star Dev on Bayo 3, so it's actually a good game this time. There's no one left at Platinum to do that. That's the issue. I think the director of... So, obviously, Cammy, one of the main directors of Bayonetta, he left, as we all know. But then, the person who was doing Bayonetta Origins, and therefore presumed to do 4, just left recently as well, so... filler, gold glider. It's not useful, but cool. Treasure making new Sonic game. I want 3D Blast 2. Why would they do 3D Blast 2 instead of like Traveler's Tales? So if you want Bayonetta 3 but good, play Origins. Origins is a really good game. It's very different, but it's very good. I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is the closest thing to get to a Carbon 2, and then that happened. Well, I say happened if you haven't seen it, but you do keep bringing that up, so I have to see it. I think it's like really cheap as well, like at a similar price to what I always see 3 for, so it's not even like you'd have to be out of pocket. It's like 15, 20 quid a lot of the time in Smiths and stuff. Strongly recommend it. Isn't it digital only? Nope. Whoops. No brake tripping in this game, but I forgot that the B button drifts in GameCube for some reason. I never knew that until very recently, but yeah, I don't get the logic for it, but whatever. Anyway, I need to actually catch up because I made a really stupid mistake, and I might end up paying the price for it in a second. Luckily, I don't think any of these guys go for shortcuts, so not having any side fight really seems. So I'm just not going to take the trick and take the fast, hopefully, instead. As usual. Okay, what we got? Lucky dice. Coins. Feather Cup in MK8, so we got 2 to go in there now. And Honeycube. Which one's the honey? Oh, it's the car. I recently learned the Y accelerates in 8. No wonder I was having so much trouble with 200cc in the past. It does? Huh? I didn't know that. I knew the control stick accelerated because I think it's technically analog. It's the only way to have an analog accelerator in the game, as far as I know. You don't really need an analog accelerator in Mario Kart, but it's there. Did you see the 200cc post I sent you before? I don't think so. Was that today? If you sent it today, I might not have caught it yet. I've been checking Discord, I've just not been very proactive in it. Choice of life I shouldn't have done. Here we go. Y and B is so much more comfortable, also works in 7. I really didn't know that. I've never had an issue with A as the accelerator personally, but I can also understand. Oh, that one! Yes! It was known for ages. I think I always thought it was somewhere around 600. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I've never had an issue with Y personally, because I don't find it that bad for Fat Finger B, or, what's it called? I don't find it that bad for Fat Finger B, personally, for brake drifting, hell yeah. No idea why they never fixed it. I don't understand why they would fix it. I feel like it's intentional by design. The whole point of 200cc's game mode is to be radically different from 150. So, inherently, it couldn't just be 200, otherwise it would barely be different from playing 150. So, you know, it would just become the standard, whereas 200 was never meant to become the standard, it was meant to become a side mode, so therefore it kind of, by design, just had to be faster than 150, I guess. I don't know why they didn't call it as such, but I guess it looks really weird. You know, to have, like, increments of 50 and then just 600. You said it's like 410cc or whatever, it just looks strange. I'm sure they just did like a lot of play testing and tweaked it to where like, oh no, this feels like the perfect amount, and yeah, it's like 410 or whatever, a really random number. It just felt that bit worse or that bit better on the, you know, rounding to 50 or whatever. The high speed is really fun. It's great. Brake drifting definitely makes that mode. I'm so glad they added that with Deluxe, because going back to 200 is horrendous on Wii U. And every custom tracks, etc. has copied that since, so that's how they're going to do it in World as well, thankfully. Oh, you're going to Eric Martin on Wednesday. Oh, I was going to say best of luck, don't know why you need luck. Dry Bones, ooh. Steel Driver Off-Road. Okay, so we've had some characters from Mario Kart Wii finally. I was going to play Wario on the Spear, but Special Cup, I don't feel like doing that. I'll play him when we come back, or if we get another cup. But I'm secretly kind of hoping we don't get another cup so we can go up to 8 in a second. Yeah, Steel Driver Kart was. At least someone remembers Steel Diver. Someone has to. Okay, so staying on Mirror now, but we get a new character to play as on the Magic Cruiser. But yeah, definitely going lightweight here. I need turning for Special Cup. I can't risk playing as Wario and having to do a bunch of it again. Right, Dry Bones or Baby Mario? I think people will go Dry Bones, so I think I'm going to preempt that. Let's actually open up Special Cup Mirror on my end so I can click the buttons properly. Magic Cruiser and Special Cup. Also, to answer the odds bit of the question, King, 0. Won't happen, but a man can dream, much like I can dream of Puyo being played at the same concert. A man is allowed to dream. Thank you, by the way, once more, for Off-Road. This is actually brilliant for this track in particular, and I haven't even thought of it, so I'll enjoy it to its full potential, even if I'm getting a little lost because of the mirror mode stuff. Double checking, frames seem good so far. Oh, I actually did the sideways wall thing, very nice. Saved me having to turn. I still turned anyway, because I wasn't expecting it to actually work. Cool. I skied that again. I did not mean to go that high at all. Right, I'm going to use my off-road yet again. See, look at how little speed I lose there. This bike's great. Driving into a wall with it. That was just my fault. That's nothing to do with the bike. God bless the Magic Cruiser. See, I could have done like many different games because there's manual, or there's an automatic for Mario Kart 64, which is very cool. I did consider that. Why does Drybone sound this way? Always has. I think he sounds very similar to DS. He's just a bit less vocal. Yeah, I had a couple options for games. There's an automatic for Mario Kart 64, but there's also manuals for Double Dash 7 and DS. So at some point this was going to be two lots of streams. It was going to be Mario Kart 8 and 7 and DS and Wii. But I was like, yeah, the two big ones I'd want to play are Wii and Wii. So I'll get back home, get an HDMI splitter, and find a way to do it. Well, here we are. Because I need loads of USB ports inherently to do something like this. If it's going to be on actual consoles, it's on PC. But yeah, if I'm doing it with consoles, which I am in the case of these manuals here, then to facilitate this, so you have to wait, I said, and then it did. It waited a long time, 2 weeks before, a week and a bit before Mario Kart World, as a matter of fact, but it's an exciting little thing to do ahead of time. Right, Blue Falcon, very nice. Found my standard car M. So if I get mission mode at any point, I can actually play mission mode now, because that's how I always play it. I don't know if you need it. The game, obviously it's manual, so you can kind of set your own rules to a little extent, but I always house rules. You need a standard car or standard bike in order to play mission mode, so therefore I'm going to do that. And one more gold trophy. I think that's the first No, I think I've had a Mario Kart Wii gold trophy before now. So what is this in this mod set? So there's no mods in the game itself. I am just like manually inputting what I've been doing into a multi-world like client thing. It generates it without any access to the game. On Mario Kart Wii, I'm just using a mod called CPTP, just because it makes it a little bit easier to capture the game. It makes it look a bit cleaner, and I have more controller options and stuff. But yeah, the game itself is completely unconnected to all this other stuff I'm doing. So I'm just playing it as it tells me to. So it's telling me what characters I have unlocked, etc. It's telling me what tracks I can play. I'm just playing arbitrarily by its rules. There's fun in that. Some people are like, well, if you have a complete save file, why wouldn't you just play the game normally? It's half the fun. In tag, I could just run up to someone and tag them even if I'm not it, or vice versa. But you don't, because it's a game. Yeah, no. Both the games are connected in that way, so we're just sending stuff back and forth between them, so I can do stuff and get to the end of the games, basically. It's arbitrary rules, but sometimes arbitrary is where it's at. This is another 3-track play indeed. I do any challenge runs. See, I never was into this sort of stuff like challenge runs and randomizers, but the itch really got me last year when we did it all as a family/friend group, so I've just been on it, like, privately, quite a lot. I've always wanted to do more of them on stream, because I did that Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 combo one. I was always intending to do more, and I still kind of do to an extent. I still want to do Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog together. Still want to do those two guys together at some point. And I would like to do Pokemon, would be really fun on stream, on Gens 1 through 3, because they have actual PC-based versions that are modded and therefore connect together nicely and stuff. I don't feel like I know any game well enough to do a randomizer. They're not all as like wacky and insane as you might have seen. I did one on didn't you? Like, there's definitely some where it's like, this game is just playing the game. Like, there's nothing I need to know in terms of game knowledge or whatever. Like, I'm still just doing races at the end of the day. So yeah, there's nothing too special knowledge-wise needed. Metal Mario, nice. Diddy Kong in this game, very nice. Toadette in this game, very nice. Okay, onto the big tracks. Wee Bowser's Castle is really fun. I like this track a lot. One of my favourite Bowser's Castles for sure. Double Dashes is fun enough. I'm trying to think of any others. GBA and SNES are just beasts onto themselves. N64 is really good. 3DS, 8's is really good. Yeah, I guess this ranks pretty highly up there thinking through it. I have some issues with it, mainly the middle section, which sometimes you don't even really know what you should do. It's really different to the rest of the series. Some are way easier than others in terms of that sort of thing. Like, Mario Kart 64 is a little difficult to pick up and play, but at the same time, also only 16 tracks. You can kind of just, if you've got Switch Online or something, or using it on play, so you can kind of just do it in like an hour or whatever. It's, much easier than something like playing Mario Kart 8 for the first time, where you got so much stuff. Like, no, just play the game at 150 and you've basically done most of the content. I just like to sit down a bit more Super Circuit and Super Mario Kart and figure those out one day, but not enough time on Mario Kart Mondays before World to do that sort of thing. Sadly. Likewise with the second Randomiser, the other didn't put things down. Oh, did I say Double Dash as well? Double Dash as well. I don't think I said it as Double Dash as well. Carnage with this green shell, Jesus. Considering it is just greens, mushrooms, and bananas, there's a lot of them flying around. I mean, I know instinctively, like, well, yeah, it's all that can fly around, but even still, they're all just congealing in one place. How did you get it? I don't even feel like I drove wrong there. Just got a faster vehicle or something. No, that should not be better than Magic Cruiser, surely. I have time to have an itch. I can't let go of either side of the controller because I'm holding onto the motor. It's back! Goodness. I think it's coming back again. I've just got to hold on for dear life at this point. Yeah, there it is. So tangled by wires, it's not easy to just reach around and do. Especially with the baby Mario as well, I kind of need to keep the placement in. I'm not pausing the game for the sake of it, this is a street. Was a little worried about one of those plants, but made it. I should pretty much be safe. Baby Mario really fell behind at some point. Go. That's better. What we get? Coins, so filler. Egg cup to Mario Kart 8. We've got a lot to do there now. Coins. Okay, so all being good, we're nearly ready to go over to Mario Kart 8, providing I don't get any more content here. I love Wii Online, and I do think power-wise, Switch 2 will be fine with that. So I would be a little curious, but yeah, it would be heavily curated. You'd have to be very careful of what games you put on there. You know, like, right now, I think I've said recently I'm playing Super Paper Mario offline. Like, that works fine. Like, as long as you set up a dedicated control scheme for sideways stuff, like, the pointer isn't used that much where you could just emulate that with gyro. Yeah, some definitely could work with split Joy-Cons. Like, you could just implement the control scheme from Mario Galaxy pretty easily back into... Oh, sorry, from 3D All-Stars pretty easily back into Galaxy 2, for example. There's definitely quite a few Nintendo games where you could get away with that sort of thing. You could do this game. I'm sure they'd argue that they'd want to get the motion controls in somehow, but the most obvious thing is just stick it in GameCube mode and just have at it or whatever, you know? Not bother with the motion control emulation, but I know Nintendo would want to do that, even if it would be much easier for them to not do that. All things considered. You know, there's definitely a bunch of games that would work. As you say, you just have to be really careful, because they don't particularly like doing per-game control scheme things on NSO, from what I've seen. You can make your own, but I don't think it's like Wind Waker has a different control scheme to F-Zero, you know. They've never particularly done that, even on N64, which probably would have benefited from it. So, I don't know if they'd make the exception for Wii, or they could have a one-size-fits-all control scheme regardless of what the game does. I don't really know. Because I assume the argument would probably be that it's more confusing than they want to make it, which I can kind of get in a way. You know, some people just need to be told, look, this is the control scheme, full stop. Hold on to make the gyro work on them. I think you could just leave it enabled in most games and there wouldn't be an issue. I don't foresee that being a problem as such in most games that you would need to toggle it on or whatever, you know. There's probably a bunch of scenarios Marios I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, I guess. I mean, it would be a pain in the arse for them, but I'd love to see something like Kart on that if they got Konami on board. I don't think Konami has ever been on board for any of the other NSO services, if I'm trying to wrap my head and think about it, but Kart is never getting forward for anything else. Like, come on, give us it. So. Give us it, because it'll give us a Wii exclusive. Bunch of hardcore. Oh, and they did, didn't they? Kind of. Is there any Bomberman on NSO? I feel like there should be, but I don't actually know if there is one. Yeah, there isn't. I swore there was on the NES one or something, but no, I think you're right. Yeah, like something like that I'd really like to see, because that game's not leaving Wii otherwise, so it would be a huge pain, like mentioned, because it's very reliant on very specific functions of the Wii remote. Like, it actually has really surprisingly good motion controls because it relies so heavily on the gyrometer, which never really was an issue on the Wii. It was more the other bits that were issues. Anyway, filler, special cup, jet bubble. We're going to Mario Kart 8. Where we have a lot of stuff and critically a lot of customization items that I can use. So let's find out what we got over there. Yeah, let's get ourselves back over to the menu and first proper switch of the day. Okay. Let's wait for that to kick in. It's taking a while to load. There we go. Right. Where's my volume mixer? There it is. Turn that off. Turn that on. Hit button number 1 on my HDMI splitter. Turn that off. Hit that. Deactivate, activate. Yeah, that's also a really good point, Larry. Ports like that already exist do decentivize them a little bit, definitely. Right, there we go. Mario Kart 8 should be good to go. So, let's go into single player here. Let's see, where's my Mario Kart 8 client? That's my Mario Kart 8 client. Okay, so, versus race. Characters. Let's start by picking a character. Wario, Dry Bowser, Peach, Baby Rosalina, Pink Girl Peach, Larry, Ludwig, Metal Mario. I mean, I don't have to ask, do I? We know where we're starting. Okay. We have 5 cups available, by the way. We've got a little bit of Mario Kart 8 to go. Vehicles, what have I got? What is my best option? None of them are amazing options, but they're not bad options either, but nothing like jumping out to me aside from Blue Falcon, so I'll go there. Mods. Wheels. Monster Sponge, Slim, Cyber Slick, thank you. Cyber Slick, Woods, Wheels, Off-Road. What's Slim off the top? I don't massively like any of these. Monster Sponge. I know Cyber Slick might be my best option that I like. And gliders. Bowser, Paper, Parafoil, Hylian, Gold. Paper's probably statistically the best. Oh no, yeah, the Animal Crossing paper. Yes, that is the best one. Okay. Right, 150. I am just going to do no items. Normal CPU, all vehicles, in order for races. Cups. Right, what's the easiest place to start? Fruit, lightning, feather, egg, special. I don't have any... Retros would have been nice. Or pure retros, these ones would have been the quickest. Alphabetical takes me to egg, right? Yes, that would put egg first. Yeah, let's start there, why not? That means... Smilers. Okay, so anyone know any fun facts about this track? Okay, so in this case, it's not top 3. It is a reward and a bonus. I don't know why it works like that, but it is. So I treat it as long as I get first. I just do both at the same time. Alright, by the way, how's the game audio on this? It feels a tiny bit louder than I mixed Mario Kart Wii to be, so we'll see. This is also one of my favourite tracks, yeah, this is great. Okay, not controlling as weirdly as I thought it would. It's just a little lower to the ground than I'm used to being. I know that sounds really dumb. It is such a small car. It's one of my favourite tracks in 200cc for sure. But there's good tracks, and then there's good tracks for that specific scenario, and it fits both for me, so go for it, all things considered. Ooh, okay, when I'm not drifting, it turns a little stiff, but luckily on a track like this, I'm mostly going to be turning, so I'm not going to worry too much. Yeah, we got 5 cups. So let's see how I'm doing in terms of game audio. Could be maybe a smidge lower. Sure. Yeah, I already had to turn this down. I can currently hear you, but it wouldn't take a lot to be drowned out. Right, I've turned it down a smidge. Or what I would consider a smidge. Let me know how that is. By the way, please don't kill me that there's no stereo. I don't know why. This is like a really cheap USB audio thing. This is the same with 3DS stuff. It can't do stereo. I don't know why. I've looked through all the settings on Windows and can't find out why it can do stereo. So just ignore the fact that Mario Kart 8 is or isn't and Mario Kart Wii is. It will do us all a favour if we just pretend that's all the case. Yeah, I'm getting heavyweighted. Like as I said, I was complaining I couldn't turn, but it's just a heavyweight thing. So. Also part of the issue, so I can't mention too much, but yeah, I will pick and choose my combo as I get more parts that I like. I'll immediately switch the rollers on the Teddy Buggy as soon as I have that. Didn't even notice I'm wearing headphones. These games don't make amazing use of stereo, all things considered, but looking on my volume meter, I can definitely see that's the case. Honestly, in most cases, mono's just better for streaming, kind of hot take. Like, you don't massively need stereo data in the case of streaming. So half the time, you know, you're sat like I am right now with one headphone and getting this stuff. And you're watching a stream versus actually playing the game or whatever through your TV, you know, so... It's just fun to see the disparity. Anyway, here we go. Yoshi Circuit. Paraglider. Coins. Okay. Nothing too exciting just yet. Already an hour in, and we made some decent progress. We did what, 4 cups in Mario Kart Wii? Not too bad. Now this track without turning, even though it's mostly straight, no, I'll be fine. You drift around both these points, don't you? This will actually be better than most tracks. What am I complaining about? I mean, it's Excite Bike, so it does feel a little bit dirty to be here and anything but I'll live. Look, I just like the simple corners, okay? I'm a simple guy. Another banger track. I mean, banger in the song department, I will agree. It's a pretty good track, though. I've given my reasons before for liking this, but I can also understand why certain people feel it's just a long baby park. It's a little bit less frantic than baby park, but it is by definition elongated baby park. I like it though. It doesn't turn into the chaos that turns into. It's just, haha, our button go brr and okay. I have time for, or shake. Some people shake the controller to do tricks. They're maniacs. I just did it just there. I would never do that voluntarily over like 20 of these jumps. That got a huge round of applause. The audience loved that one. Endorphin Arena. You know what? That's the new name. It really is. I will forget that if I ever come back. No, I don't have to come back to do it. I play each of these tracks once. Okay. Once again, in the name of balancing, it must be done for Mario Kart Wii. We've not got to that point where we're repeating tracks in Mario Kart Wii yet, but it will be soon. Don't worry. Why did I drop my drift there? It's not even like a weird wireless input thing. I'm wired. And I have Pro Controller wide mode on, so it's definitely reading it over my USB cable. That was weird. I have that happen sometimes with controllers and stuff. I don't know why. I hope Switch 2 fixes it. I know I was complaining about it on Wii, where it was definitely my button, but this is a brand new controller. Yeah, thankfully, what the fuck am I talking about? They're better there. Oh, Lightning Cup in Mario Kart Wii. There we go. I jinxed myself, didn't I? And I got Moon Cup. in this game. So yet again, more Mario Kart 8 to come soon. Yeah, no, I think in World it is accentuated on Wario. Dragon Driftway, good track. Also, I have no rumble on a classic controller, unsurprisingly, because it doesn't have any rumble motors. Going from that to really strong rumble on my 8-bit do here is a little surprising. Taking a while to get used to, and will be weird every time I switch between the two. It's such is the way of life. Or rather, playing through wireless controllers that connect through a nunchuck port on a 7-pin system. I'm not doing that, well, I pressed up to trick there. So yeah, did you see Abed is getting Steam input support? No, I did not. Yeah, I was using plastic controller through a GameCube controller adapter, by the way. I wasn't using GameCube controller. You would have been able to hear that. I just kind of prefer classic Mario Kart Wii, but I also didn't want to deal with the hassle of using it wirelessly and having to reconnect the Wii remote every time I went back over to the game. But no, I did not see that. I intend to, I think I said before, I'll probably end up with a Switch 2 Pro controller at this point. I was holding off on it because I wanted to know a couple of things, and I assumed it wouldn't have them, and it seems to have them, so kind of half my logic is that at some point sell off this Ultimate and switch to the PC version, because I love this as a controller. My biggest complaint with it is only really, I don't like the triggers to switch, so I would just get one with the normal Xbox button layout, and there you go, it doesn't matter because there are more triggers at that point anyway. Yeah, I was going to say, technically it already works, but oh, it's actually getting like UI functionality and stuff, that's the big draw, that's really nice. Yeah, at some point I'll probably end up doing that and using this as a PC controller, because I really like it. I think it would shine as a PC controller with a slightly better button, like a Xbox layout personally. I think most game companies do as well, because the is jump on most games on Switch at this point. You have to make your layout on something like the Steam Deck and import the layout to the 8-bit do and use gyro in the action. That is really weird, you're right. So thank God that's coming natively. Filler PT Piranha, nice. Kind of surprised we've been getting so much filler, considering Mario Kart 8 has so many characters and parts. I thought that would mostly take the place of the filler, but no. Not as of right now. So the good thing with Mario Kart 8 is we have so many characters, and I can use the same character parts between them, regardless of their weight class and stuff. So I will just be doing a lot of switching back and forth in Mario Kart 8 as we get new characters and stuff. So I'm not going to stay static like I easily could do. Okay, so back end only, but front end soon. So I'll have to look forward to that at some point. I don't massively use the feature set when I use this on PC, so that's probably a good reason to figure it out, I guess. Actually being able to easily map that stuff on Steam with 100% digital. You always hear the Big Blue remix. A lot of love for Big Blue as well and stuff, and lots today I've noticed. But you never hear love for the Mute City remix and stuff. It is good. I always forget about it, and then I hear it like once every 6 months, and I go, my beloved. Mario indeed. Been very stuck. I mean, GG so far, all things considered. Once again, the whole not getting hit by items thing speeds this game up in particular significantly. Being able to make your triggers digital is a godsend. Oh god, I can imagine, yeah. Like I said, I kind of don't like the triggers for the purposes of the Switch controller, which, this is the dedicated Switch model, rather than just getting the Xbox One and using an adapter or whatever. And that was something I was particularly into, but using it as a PC controller where you can manually control how the digital stuff works, or just have it in analog mode most of the time, is great. That's definitely where it was showing most of me. Like, it still shines here. I love it as a Switch 1 controller, but the big thing for me was learning how the Switch 2 D-pad works, and from what we know, it's vastly improved over the Switch 1. They just never said in any interviews. It was just people manually piecing it together from footage and playing it and stuff. And the other big thing for me is two things, actually. One, you can't wake the console with Switch 1 controllers, which is really stupid, but I could have lived with. But apparently even Rumble isn't possible on Switch 1 controllers, which is leagues dumb to me. I was like, really? You're advertising HD Rumble 2, and not only can I not use HD Rumble 1, you can't use normal Rumble either, like, okay. Anyway, what's our reward? Filler. Nice. Right, what characters have we got? So, once again, as I say, I can vary it up. Dry Bowser, Peach, maybe Rosalina, Pinko Peach, Larry, Ludwig, Metal Mario, PT Pro. Metal Mario includes the old Mario, so why not flex a little bit, treat yourself. Next, alphabetically, is Feathercup. Ah, okay, that's that one. One of my least favourite from the booster courses, but just to get it out the way then. I know that's controversial, I'm perfectly fine with being controversial. There we go. They added edge-style travel sliders to the 2. They did do that, I did see that. The nice thing as well is the Switch ones get Switch taxed. The Xbox ones technically get Xbox taxed, but the generic ones with the Xbox style buttons but no Xbox branding don't. So they're very cheap to get the 2 versus the original. Versus the Switch version. So I will absolutely take advantage of that and get the 2 in that instance. Squeaky Clean Sprint, hot take, not one of my favourites, honestly. I like it, but I don't know, I don't feel as strongly on the new tracks in this DLC as some people do. I don't know, Yoshi's Island's really good, but like, that's the one I like the most, thinking about it. Like, Sky High Sunday is fine, I think will be way better in Worlds, personally, looking at it. That underwater one I can't even remember. Squeaky Clean's, like, second place is pretty good, but Movie Highway, we've already played. This track is okay. Definitely one of my least favourite tours. It doesn't really do anything interesting to me. Yeah, I know, one crossover track's really surprising to me. They could have had an excuse to get rid of that crappy Splatoon track in GPA, but no. Yeah, but Daisy Cruise is nice. Movie Highway is fine. It was never one of my favourite tracks in Wii, and it doesn't actually do anything new in this game. It doesn't add any glider or anti-grav or anything as far as I remember. It is just kind of the same track. So I hope you like the same track without the ability to free endorphins by pressing the up button or whatever just to do something to kill the time on the straights. You will drive in a straight line and you will like it. The Toonies in battle mode, but who plays battle mode? Real. Certainly not me in the safety world. There's no battle mode stuff, even optional here for some reason. Don't know why, but that's the case. First one done. Fill up. Another great use of my time. Right, big one. I am going to make my first hint of the day. Exclamation mark hint. Teddy Buggy. DS Desert Hills mirror top 3 in Mario Kart Wii's world. So that requires... Go to Mario Kart Wii. Exclamation mark hint. Leaf Cup mirror? Yeah, you see how this very quickly spirals. My Leaf Cups in 3DS Rainbow Road. And then 3DS Rainbow Road will be in something in Mario Kart Wii. Okay, so I'll continue unraveling that with hints in a second, because I would kind of like to know what the Teddy Buggy, or at least something that I like using, is. Because I like this, but I definitely prefer the smooth controls on the Teddy Buggy for sure. Blue Falcon's always been one of the go-tos in this game, though, so I can't be too salty, all things considered, but I am just a little curious as to where that is. Admittedly, probably less so than Flame Runner, but... Wait, is Underwater bad? I don't know for definite. I just always avoid underwater on the stage, personally, because I think it was on Double Dash. I think that section was slower there, so I instinctively avoid it. I know it is on custom tracks versions, but I don't know anything beyond that, and Double Dash as to what it is. It might genuinely be faster for all I know. I don't. That's the thing, though, so I just go the way that I've always instinctively been trained to go by other versions of the map. I think this conversation came up the other day when we were playing on Saturday, and I don't think anyone gave us an answer, even out of the people who kind of know more about this stuff than me and you. I don't know random Mario facts, but plenty of people do. Luckily this track's nice and short, so it's a quick check, so to say. A quick location to get checked from. Great. What I get for trying to be fancy with my drifting. I always forget you can't check off that bit. Turn around for 15 minutes, edit short and do subtitles. We're playing a slightly messed up Mario Kart game. Yeah, look, we're on Mario Kart 8. This isn't the same game. What do you mean? Okay, back to unraveling the thread then. So what was the last thing? In 3DS Rainbow Road, I don't remember what 3DS Rainbow Road's in. Moon? Yeah, it's in Moon. Wait, I have the Moon Carp. Oh, okay. That changes things. Wait, when did I get the Moon Carp? Oh, I've had it for ages. Okay, so we'll beeline to Moon Cup next then. Not that it matters, because I will still want to go back to Mario Kart Wii to do that, but I would like Teddy Buggy at some point. Okay, for now though, where is Feather? Daisy Cruiser, Baby Peach to Mario Kart Wii, and My Koopa Clown. And this is the new hotness. This is the new Mario Kart game everyone's talking about. It's crazy how good HD makes these things look, right? Hang on a minute, I know this track. Okay, so that's one of those instances where the thread went a couple checks deep, but actually not as bad as I've seen them go before. I have seen like a thread of 5 or 6 things be needed to unlock the thing you actually need to progress, as opposed to just, I want it. I assume it's intentional, but Gold Mario's cross chop animation reminds me of those Chinese Lucky Cat arms. I assume that's intentional. I mean, he's just a skin of Metal Mario, but even then, I assume maybe just something I think he made anyway. Yeah, the Gold Mario kind of, if it is the case, makes it feel a bit more intentional / obvious. But I'm going to assume he could do that in Mario Kart 8, where the skin wasn't available. This was a deluxe thing, because instead of having to unlock all the characters, you just unlock really small bonus things for doing all this stuff, and this being one of them. The other being the gold parts, but that was also in A. I don't think you get anything else. I think it's just Gold Mario for the lower you might remember if you're playing the game at the moment. Still thinking of things can go. Yeah, do you remember what you did? Is it both 150 and Mirror? So now you get something for 200. I want to say that's one of the gold parts, though. It's been a while. I did it 2020. I had maybe a little too much downtime. Oh no! I did the gold wheels, or whatever one's the time trial. 200 is... I don't remember what 150 is then. I think that might be the car. I think... Yeah, no, now that I'm thinking about it. Gold car 250, gliders, time trials, wheels are coins. Yeah, 150's car, yeah. Yeah, I did the wheels and glider back in 2019, and then I just finally hunkered down and did the car in 2020. I had a bit too much spare time at work. Look, I'm unemployed now. I can say these things and hopefully not have them be held against me in jobs 10 years down the line. It's okay. Fill up. Squeaky clean sprint. I don't even have that much rush for the Teddy Buggy anyway, because I still won't have any variation of rollers, which is what I'd like to pair them with for the best control. Otherwise, I have the good gliders, so I kind of didn't know. I think specifically all 3 stars for the car. All 3 stars isn't that bad in this game from memory, because in other games it was like don't get hit, don't fall off, and a bunch of other crap. But I think in this game it is just get first and everything, which does feel a little difficult, but if you played the tracks enough, it isn't that bad. I don't recall having many issues with doing that, personally. That's because I've already been playing the game for 3 or 4 years before I tried it. Ice Outpost, you get used to it. You play it enough times on Mario Kart 8 Wii U Online, and you learn those twists and turns, damn it. 200. Okay, yeah, I can see that, to be fair. Yeah, I think the ironic thing that I always bring up is that the gold parts aren't even that good in Deluxe. They're not great in 8 either, but I think because heavyweight is optimal in the original 8, because weight's everything and the gold parts are really heavy. I think at least the wheels definitely are one of the best, joint the best wheels in the game, and I think the car's very good. But in this game, weight kind of sucks, especially after patches, so I think all of the gold parts are like middle to bottom tier parts, which is just really fun. Because you'd expect, like, Animal Crossing, you go out your way for the golden parts, for example. Obviously the best parts in the game, why wouldn't they be? But meanwhile, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has some of the worst car parts in the game. It's, yeah, congrats for going through all that effort. We're not going to give you anything good for the reward. Because I guess Nintendo's logic is it'd be unfair. It's like, yeah, but you deserve to get something good to go and pull the effort. But you basically do get flexing ability because, well, not only can you go, I've got gold parts, but you can go, I actually won using gold parts. Which is a double whammy. Yeah, tricking off the toilet water is great. Hey, it's gold Mario. It'll wash right off them unlike the rest of the cars. Waddle Wing? Ink Striker, I will absolutely use Ink Striker next race. I love the Ink Striker. If I didn't, I get the feeling I might have been sent a channel point redemption. Who drops a paperclip down the bath plug hole? There's a lot of questions relating to that sort of thing that I can give the people who inhabit, quote-unquote, this track. Okay. Versus race. Who do I want to be? I never play as any of these guys. Let's go Larry. Why not? Hey, God, Larry. Ink Striker. Oh, Ink Striker is this one. Yeah, no, that's the one I'm thinking of. Okay. I want you to be me. I can't be me, sadly. I will do me as soon as I get me, though. Cyber Select, sure. Toothbrushes in the bath. That's actually grim. Sort it out, guys. Right, it is Moon Cup I want to do next, because this starts unraveling. What a combo. I know, right? It's great, isn't it? Berlin Byways. Yep, that's the right one. Cool. Off we go. Berlin Wall is canon to Mario Universe, by the way, as is customary to say when this track is selected. Off we go. Even worse, England is canon. I don't know if Britain as a whole is canon. There's like no flags, is there, to confirm or deny that, but England's canon, that's bad enough. I know someone's going to say don't drag the rest of them down with it, but you know, bad enough England being there. I should really move this away from the microphone because the shoulders on the 8-bit do are so loud. As you can somewhat hear, I'm going to imagine. But at the same time, I've already been sat here for an hour and my legs are getting stiff, so I have to sit a different way to how I've been sat. My deepest apologies. Nope, okay. Get that purple boost, you already know. I don't even talk about this track. Like, I really like this one, mainly because of the music, but it's definitely one of the better just podcast tracks for sure. Mario Kart World really does need the woohoo tracks. Like, I'm so sad that we've not seen that back, because Loop in particular is like one of my favourite tracks in the series. Loop's really good. I realistically knew it wasn't coming back, which is why it wasn't like one of those ones I was gunning for, like Toad's Factory and Airship Fortress and stuff. I kind of gave up wishing for a long time ago, but I would still love to see it. It would be a dream come true. The other one's good as well, MKW, but Woohoo Loop in particular is just cool. Oh yeah, and you'd have to explore the island to drive to it. DLC, make it happen, please, right now, Nintendo. But then again, we technically don't know all the tracks in the game, because I think they're still pretending that Rainbow Road's a secret, even though they leaked it themselves, like, months ago. It's okay, we'll play along with your little game, Nintendo. Maybe there'll be a Rainbow Road. It's like, what is it? It's like how Encore's concerts are Peekaboo for adults. I like to imagine this is Peekaboo for gamers. No Rainbow Road. Ooh, there's a Rainbow Road. Just kidding, haha. Oh, right. Hit the button. Standard ATV. Gold trophy. Very nice. Peach Gardens. We know we have had this, haven't we? I just blanked it out my mind for some reason. This version's great. Like, Peach Gardens is a decent track, all things considered. Like, definitely, you know, upper middle for me in terms of the games it appeared in before, but like, this version really propels it. The theming's just that much better because of the high definition and like the added polygons. They can do stuff like those chairs we saw over there and the water fountains and the backwards lap, of course. The music's just so much better. Not that it was bad before, but it just adds something with all the new instruments and stuff. This track's great in this version. I really like it. What if we had Rainbow Road? Just kidding, unless. That's been Nintendo for like the last two or 3 months. I can't wait for that to be over. Yeah, we know that because Nintendo Korea leaked it, and they're still doing. No, guys, no, it's just Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong. Like, we've seen Pauline, we know she's in there. Just show us Pauline already. You yourselves showed us that. Stop pretending you didn't. Well, we never did that. Shoots, Nintendo Korea president. Nothing to see here. I'm waiting for the Mario Kart crew to go to the one place capitalism can't reach. But, the wokeness can reach there, that's all I'm saying. Capitalism can't, but apparently communism can. Makes you think. Backwards time. Hey, it's not as good as the Delfino Square custom track going backwards, but it's pretty darn good. I'm really liking this vertical combo so far. It's working quite nicely for me. I might stick with this for a little bit, to be completely honest. So I have no category 7. How many trophies do I have in this game? So I'm guessing that's also including my filler items for this game as well. Realistically. Let's double check. Right, we send filler and another gold trophy to Wii. Okay, so I have 7 coins and 3 gold trophies. Really love the little Mario Kart TV details in this game. Makes feels like an actual in-universe event instead of Mario racing with his enemies just because. Yeah, I always loved that theming of it, especially. I mean, they kind of stripped back the Mario Kart TV's menus and stuff, but I liked that it then tied into, you know, the YouTube uploads and things like that. Like, they all had Mario Kart TV banners, and obviously you got the glider was to tie in. I think, didn't you get the glider in Mario Kart 8 for using Mario Kart TV as opposed to just being a random unlock or something like that? That feels vaguely familiar to me. Like, you definitely lose a bit of that theming because of that in 8 Deluxe, but there was a lot of it originally. I really like that aspect of it. Is that still in World? It's not been on the top priority of my things to look out for in trailers. I've not really noticed, but yeah, I always really thought that was a neat little touch. They should do the MK social in-game akin to the Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff, where you just see the odd tweet of the races when they win and lose between races. I mean, they kind of have, like, out-of-universe stuff, as I say, like with the social media integration and things like that, but in-universe, like, oh yeah, look, I don't know, some way to tie it into the video you're about to upload or whatever would have been funny. Canonically, Bowser would enter a competition where he is in. Oh, 100%. He's straight up there gunning for first place himself, you know? You don't need to explain any more than that. Why'd you invite Bowser? Because I want to kick his ass. Take that, Nintendo Twitter. Why is Sonic in the car, but for Mario fans, basically, is that one. Mario Motorway is a really nice one. I think this is technically a new track in the same way Sky High Sunday is, so this might be up there. This and Ninja Hideaway, to be fair, are right next to Yoshi's Island. I don't know which one. Probably still Yoshi's Island, then this, then Ninja Hideaway. Sonic's in a car because it's cool. Based. Sonic's in a car because it's cool, indeed. I don't have anything more to add to that. Because he wants to make it fair on his friends. God forbid we have a fair race, you know? Well, it's been shown they can keep up with him anyway, so like half the reason why they like her. Oh yeah, that's the logical explanation everyone gives. You don't need logic in a franchise like this, and yet for some reason, 15 years on from All Stars Racing, we're still doing it. We're still having the conversation. I think I said before, when Unleashed Recompiled came out, someone in the server I'm in hit the why does Sonic turn into a werewolf? It's really dumb, and I was like, transported back, magically whisked back to 2008. It was great. Standard car L, Philip. Okay. Dude's like flying a plane while gonna be racing a car. And well, in some of those games, he couldn't fly the plane without racing the car, so it makes perfect sense. Like the Ratatouille meme, but bad. Yeah, he's actually sent back to like poverty instead of his beautiful childhood or whatever. Danica Patrick ruining. Don't worry. The next generation have their Danica Patrick ruining it. It's called Among Us. Same way that like 30-year-olds complained about that back then. 30-year-olds will complain about Among Us in there now. We truly have moved forward. Society truly has progressed from All Stars Racing transformed. We're complaining there's a cartoon character in the game versus a real character. Sonic's come a long way. Heard the Among Us 3D is truly awful. I've genuinely heard nothing about it. Is it really that bad? I mean, I know most people are just going to stick with 2D, especially because, like, collaboration costumes or whatever. Yeah, I know it's the VR version, but I never, like, same thing, I never heard anything bad about the VR version, to be completely honest with you, but then again, I barely heard anything about the VR version, full stop, but way more than I've heard about 3D. By proxy, I guess, you know? Yeah, like, the collaboration stuff will probably be half the reason people stick to the original anyway. That, and actually I think 3D is still quite cheap, so it's not even like a price thing, but probably it's more than the original, so at that point you really are pushing it a little bit. Remember when Racing Transform had the Ox cast? Because they were both big benefactors of special effects. It made sense to me, I kind of got it, especially when plenty of other games were doing the DLC. it's just completely scrubbed of that context, like even 2 or 3 years removed from its release. In a way, makes it silly, but whatever. It is a very weird piece of DLC, but I still think it's charming nonetheless. Like, Awesome Knots had a free bit of DLC for that, for example. I used that skin quite frequently when I did play Awesome Knots, because actually Yogscast was how I found out about Awesome Knots and got into it, so... One of my few MOBA experiences, and I got out of it very quickly, you'll be pleased to hear. I'm safe. Filler and Leaf Cup Mirror. There you go. Right, more Mario Kart 8 to go now. You say that, I'm concerned. I was playing League tonight, I did wonder. I did wonder if League was about to be mentioned when I mentioned a MOBA. I've seen King send a message. Oh, the discourse online is crazy, right? The conversation I was having with him earlier. Yeah, do you need help? Consider it. Don't turn it down when it's there. I'm never going to play Pink Gold Peach again in my life. Let's do it. Blinking famously works across Twitch. Okay, so what do I still have left here? I have the Fruit Cup, the Lightning Cup, the Special Cup. And they said Shell, but that's not what it is. Fruit Cup. I reckon that'll be quite quick, so I'm going to start with Fruit. This is Fruit, yeah. Yeah, DK Summit and Yoshi's Island are medium length, and the first two I think are quite short, so... We'll go with them. That's 3 times. That doesn't count. Does Pink Gold Peach also do the Splatoon, like, you know, underwater noise thing like Metal Mario does? I don't think I've ever played as her. I played as her once last time I did one of these. Okay, she does. But I don't play this game with the audio on half the time. Only really if I'm streaming it. Like, I've heard these songs millions of times. I just tend to stick on some of my own music when I'm multiplayering this, and I mean, I won't do the same for World for like the first few months, but I will eventually then just think, right, I've heard these tracks enough, I'm good. I'm good. Playlist, come to the rescue. This one's a decent one. That's like probably, yeah, definitely like firmly a middle track for me. Not one of my favourites of the tour ones, but decent. So you say that, Alari? I got it, because at the time there wasn't that many characters. You've got to bear in mind a lot of these, well, I guess like 10 to 15 were Booster Course Pass free update or DLC. Like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's like 10 to 15 maybe, update characters. Like, Pink Gold Peach was kind of the one exception to that. Anytime I said to show sub true. Because, yeah, you had the baby characters, and the baby characters already got more excessive in this game. They added way more of them. And then the Koopalings at the time didn't feel like filler. They kind of do now with hindsight, but like, you gotta bear in mind, this was just fresh off Waluigi not being in Mario Kart 7 over, like, Honeybee. The people were already kind of still seething about that situation. And it was like, oh, I've not got Funky Kong, but I've got a Peach clone. I don't even think there's any Mario clones. Tanuki Mario and the whatever the Cat Peach one is, that was DLC. Yeah, the original came out with the Koopalings. That's what I was saying. At the time, no one complained. I think it's retrospectively people complained mostly about the Koopas. But yeah, like, this was the most fillery feeling character because the rest of them were DLC in terms of, like, Tanuki Mario is definitely a fillery character, you know, but that was paid. So it kind of felt less bad because the game had already finished free content by the point that the paid stuff came out. No, that's not true. The Mercedes stuff was free DLC after that, but I don't know. This was just the most egregious pick on the roster at the time, And I think that just stuck with people. Like, nowadays it's not even that bad when you consider... It's like, well, it's the counterpart to Metal Mario, I guess. But I don't know, it was just the whole, are we really making the roster full of clones thing? The answer kind of was yes we are, to a certain extent, but... I don't know, this was just the more obvious one, because at least Metal Mario was already proven to be a pre-existing character? Was Pink Gold Peach? I'm trying to think. I feel like it was plucked from some random thing out of thin air, wasn't it? But I can't remember what. Like, at least Metal Mario people went, oh, he was good in the last game, also Mario 64 is the greatest thing to ever have existed ever, and the metal caps in that game or something. You can kind of draw on that. Yeah, they're a little disturbing, aren't they? I forget, are you guys doing Sonic Con? The two of us are, yes. Only coming for the day, not going to be there for the after party, not quite the vibe. Having seen the other ones, I much prefer the sort of after party that Sonic Fan Fest had, you know, just sitting around with drinks rather than the loudness of the party I saw, you know, the actual party side of it. But coming for the day at least, so I think we should see you there. I mean, I live right next to London, so it's not necessarily even that difficult if you're there for multiple days. I'm crashing with Lewis this year. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. There you go. Go and hang out with Lewis. And likewise, I've got friends around, so I'm just gonna go and hang out with them elsewhere instead. Oh, she is a Mario Kart original. Okay, I forgot. Sneaker. I don't know why that car exists. Waluigi in Mario Kart Wii. Another heavyweight. I've only had the one, so glad to have another heavyweight finally. Wait. Oh, did I forget to do two of them? I did. Whoops. Coin Battle in Mario Kart Wii. That's a good check, I think. I accidentally clicked 2 there, so we're going to ignore the fact I did that. But we did Filler and Banana Cup Nero. So remind me to only click this once. Metal caps, let alone on Mario, mean the existence of any character in a metal form. I'm trying to think. The only instance where that would have been possible, i.e. the metal cap was in the game, was Mario 64 DS. I don't think anyone else was allowed to use the metal cap there. In that case, it's theoretically possible they could have added the other characters, but just thought it was overkill. Then again, by that logic, anyone could wear the with Super Crown thing that lets Peachette be in the game, so that's once again a rabbit hole with not touching, as per usual. I'm going to assume, yes, technically anyone else can wear the metal cap, they're just not really shown as doing it all that often. I'd assume, anyway. Mookie Bowser needs to be a thing, and probably is. The closest is Cat Bowser that I can think of officially. Cat Bowser's the final boss of 3D World, right? I mean, I know he's not in 3D Land, I'm just trying to think if he's the final boss of 3D World. I think he is. It's been a while since I played 3D World. Another one I'm kind of hanging off on Switch too, because that will look gorgeous in 4K. Kind of same with, it's half the reason I've not played Odyssey, but then again, I struggle to really get into Odyssey anytime I try and replay it. It hit once on one playthrough and then kind of hasn't since. But hey, once again, 4K, kind of pretty good convincing reason to come back to that. But at least we know that all those patches they've announced are day one patches, I believe, in every instance. So, or, you know, minus the free ones, the paid ones with extra content are later dates, but the free ones, I believe, are day ones. So we can actually get back to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet the following week after like 2 years. I think it's been like 2 years since those playthroughs, goodness me. Yeah, no, 2023, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, the last DLC pack was also 2023, so yeah, it would have been 2 years since I did that. So we can actually finish off the DLCs finally in that game. Pretty much within like 2 weeks from now, so looking forward to that a lot. Mario Kart Monday is Monday, and then Tuesday or Wednesday for a bit of Pokemon. Works by me perfect. Right, one press, because I accidentally double-clicked. I fat-fingered it, because I think it's because the client kind of lagged, so I just assumed it hadn't pressed it, but it did, so... once. GLA. Oh, the Mercedes GLA. Very nice. Right, Yoshi's Island. Oh yeah, that's my horn. I was wondering why that was going off for a second then. Where are we at? We're at nearly 2 hours, and I feel like we've done quite a good chunk of progress. Probably like a quarter of each game, but definitely like a quarter overall. But as I said, I was expecting like 2 to 6 hours. It definitely snowballs after a certain point. And like I said, I get desperate. This will go to tomorrow already. I'm telling from the pace. It's 11 o'clock. This will continue tomorrow. But yeah, this is about roughly at the pace, because once you get to a certain point, you just get the snowball effect of, oh look, I've got another gold trophy, oh I'm done, kind of thing, you know. And much the same will happen here, so it won't take long, probably just a few more hours for that sort of thing to start happening, especially if I hidden stuff, just to speed it up if I feel like that, if I get desperate. But currently as of right now, I'm having a chill time, so I'll leave it as is. This track's fun. I mean, it's just a good remix as well. That definitely carries it a lot for me. It's like relatively simple, and yet it does a lot with the concepts it has, considering it's not a circuit, but if you look at the map, it's far from the most complicated track in one of these games, but despite that, you do feel like you're on a bit of an adventure. It covers a lot of the maps from the game. In terms of Mario Kart 8, it does all of the gliding, anti-grav, rest of it pretty well, so yeah, it was. Like it a lot. I'm still really weirded out, as Larry says, that this is the only one, though, like, even if you're sticking to Mario, there's other Mario games you can do, or, you know, other just barely outside of Mario franchises you can do. Like, there's a Wario track in there somewhere, guys. I know it. Come on. Shake Dimension track. You don't have to acknowledge that game ever again, but some of the levels would make for good Mario Kart tracks. Just saying. Actually, I don't think you do anti-grav here, but you certainly do the other two. Whatever the WarioWare city is called, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Need to get back to WarioWare at some point. I haven't played Touched is the next one in line, and I actually did pick that up a couple months ago, so we'll get to it and talk about it at some point, I'm sure. Okay, nice. Link. Rosalina in Mario Kart Wii. Very nice. Rosalina's one of the heavyweights I tend to play as the most, so it'll be fun. Right, speaking of pulling at threads, let's pull at the Flame Runner thread. Exclamation mark in Flame Runner. GBA Bowser Castle Mirror Top 2. I have that, don't I? That's a Leaf Cup thing. Leaf Cup Mirror. Yeah, I have that as well. So I could very easily go and do that in Mario Kart Wii right now. How many do I only have 2 cups left here, whereas Mario Kart Wii has 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's a good time to move over to Mario Kart Wii. I reckon that's a good excuse to break it up a little bit, especially because we could get some more characters in in Wii potentially to send back here to 8. So I'll go do that, and then I'll have the Teddy Buggy as well, which will be helpful. So right, let's do the switch, the big switcheroo. Give me a sec here. How do I do this? It's been a while again. 2. I leave that going until the Elgato makes its weird noise, and then I turn it off. Turn this one on. I hit the Wii U here. Elgato off, then on. There we go. Okay. Alright, pick up my classic controller. Open my Mario Kart Wii client. That's Mario Kart Wii. Right, so Leaf Cup Mirror is the biggest one right now. So let's go Leaf Cup Mirror. Oh, not Grand Prix. Solo. Who do I want to be? Do I have anything in this that would be awful? Yes, this is all awful on the spear. Okay, let's not do the spear for the fun of it right now. Although, nah, I shouldn't do it. Medium vehicles, standard kart M, lightweight vehicles, all awful. Heavyweight vehicles, none of them are great. Maybe I start with what do I? Banana cup. Yeah, banana cup's doable with awful turning. Should we do that? Let's start there. Right, so heavyweight characters. I'm realistically gonna play as Wario when I get the flame bag. Let's do Waluigi, why not? Right, just look at these stats. Last minute continue. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for dropping by. Where are the two me icons? What do you mean? What about them? Are they in the world? If so, yes. They are both separate. Because they're listed as separate character slots, therefore they're both separately in the world, if that's kind of what you mean. Torpedo. Banana cup mirror. Yes, I'm on mirror mode. Cool. Why are there two? Me outfit A and me outfit B. Hang on, I'll show you. They're both unlocked by different criteria. This is just your standard racing suit, like you have in 8 Deluxe. This is Mario if you're male, me. Do you get like a peach dress or something if you're a female me? I'm gonna look this up now. Me outfit B. I don't tend to use the female outfit. It's a combination of Daisy slash Peach's outfit, yes, and it changes colour depending on who you are. I'm mostly only seeing male me's, which makes it a little more difficult therefore to point this out, but yeah, that's what it is. Okay, anyway, I don't know why this game doesn't have like costumes or anything, so they just had to do it as a separate outfit slot. Also, there's data for me outfit C, so don't think it too hard about that. Anyway, Waluigi Torpedo. I'm actually thinking about it. This cup isn't very good for this, but I've committed now, so I'm gonna do it. Just to prove a point. Sherbet Land needs good turning. Shrego Beach arguably needs good turning. Waluigi Stadium definitely needs good turning. I don't know why I did this to myself, but I'm never going to use this otherwise, so why not? Technically the best bike in the game, if it has good handling. This is better than the Flame Runner / bike that everyone uses, but it doesn't turn well, so it's really only used for like very specific world records and things. Otherwise, Flame Runner is a way better all-round bike. What's nice is if you're playing something like a mod pack like Retro Rewind, which has brake drifting, much like MK8D Deluxe does, this bike becomes much more usable. This is not that mod, so I'm playing this raw. So even without ice physics, as you can see here, this might just be a little tough to turn around. Yep, case in point, there you go. So we're going to do the best of what we can do here, but I just thought it would be a little bit of fun just to spice things up. I mean, well, we're not dealing with insane rubber banding for the most part, so we got a chance. I don't know why I bumped you so hard, Funky. Yeah, this is one of those ones that is impossible. You can just jump around corners, like, I'm gonna go you here. That's a little more manageable in some instances, but on a track like this, you still slide, so it doesn't actually help that much. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be mitigation and all that. I'll see how I'm doing at the end of the third lap as to whether I'm going to continue this GP, because otherwise I am just going to replay it for no reason. Yeah. I did think it would get a little bit carried by how slippery things are, and it does actually a little bit. Turn around corners just that touch easier. Not by much. Really not by enough to make a difference, so I'm gonna take some strategically slow corners from now on. This one too. This is way too sharp to feel comfortable. Tiny bit of speed it will grant me. Basically the last time. It's the only problem one for the most part. Oh no, it's this one. Yeah, this one's bad. Well, once I learned where to break and stuff, the last lap was way better, so... Not too bad. Ah! Could have seen that coming. Really? No, that was by like a pixel. Oh man. Yeah, okay. We'll come back to that. Oh, it's going so well as well. The swag does not pay off, people. I guess I would benefit from having off-road here, to be fair. So I could just do this with one of these guys real quick. So who do I have? I have Baby Peach and Toadette now as well, I believe. I have loads of lightweight characters. Yep. Toadette, why not? Okay, back we go. Hang on a minute, I recognise this track. This was one of the ones we weren't meant to play 3 times. You lied to me. That was the absolute definition of fuck around and find out, yes. Okay, so you're going to notice the difference here. If that didn't happen. Lightweight in this game moments. Just get pushed around by every CPU ever. Yeah, just a touch easier that, wasn't it? Oh, Dolphin Dasher, what a silly bike, but I have a lot of respect for it. And that one too, look at that. Much nicer. No, no, as well. Poor little baby penguin. Do not need to run it over. Okay, it would run over. Probably big from Toadette, to be completely honest. Surprisingly, not an awful lot to add to this particular stage, given that we were just here. But, despite of that, keep cooking it. It's alright, we got 3 fresh tracks coming up after this, all of which... Oh no, that's a lie. What do we just say we need this? Otherwise, this is between 3 in terms of not appearing in Kart 8 in particular. All being good, we are actually way further ahead this time, thanks to being able to control myself a bit easier. And, yeah, I should probably control myself on this final edge here as well, considering the incident. Just going nice and normal. Just kidding. Why does that not count? Is this like the one track where you can't do that? I don't know. Luckily it didn't matter. Alright, Wendy. Villa. Baby Luigi. Not in this game though. I'll probably play as Baby Luigi when I get back to the Deluxe, why not? Well, after all, why shouldn't I? It would have been incredible karma. It would have made for a good clip, okay? I'm just too good. Now this is a pretty decent track. I really like Shago Beach, but not the best bit of Shago Beach is one of my absolute favourite Mario Kart tunes. So much so that I'm just vibing through having got hit by that bomb for seemingly not much reason. It's so good, especially when the chorus kicks in. Love it. And this is another one where off-road comes in handy, because you can see I'm not really sliding in, considering this is really thick stand. I'm kind of glad I went lightweight here, all things considered. Goes round, avoid barrier doing whatever the hell that was. Someone just get the crab of the shell, that's kind of impressive. These crabs are also very unpredictable. Sometimes you don't really know where they're gonna go. These SNES and GBA tracks are really sure how they aren't as flat as they seem to me. Yeah, there's like a load of texture to them in not only this game, but the originals as well. Like, I mean, I ragged on Choco Island, for example, when we were in CTGP Deluxe, but that, whereas CTGP Deluxe actually fixed it, I really hated it in DS, where it was really faithful to SNES, where it had a load of jumps. Like, this game definitely got the happy medium of a lot of the SNES tracks, I feel, whereas, yeah, like, it is a bit hit and miss in Mario Kart 8. I really like the redesigns of certain ones. Like, I know GBA Mario Circuit gets a lot of flack for not really being that much like the original, but I think it's fine, personally. I really like it, but I also understand it's not that much like the original. But then people love Ribbon Road for the same thing, so it's like a really double-edged sword, I tend to find. Yeah, Donut Plains. People always call that track really boring, but I love Donut Plains. It's simple, but it does just enough to keep me interested, personally. You know, for sure, like, the SNES track's nowhere near as plain as you would think the time period left on. Like, there's lots of twists and bumps and all sorts, you know? Oh, I didn't do the thing because I was too busy volume balancing the game. I'll do both of them when we finish the race. I don't know why this didn't come back for 8 or Wild. This is like, not only my favourite, this is a family favourite. Like, this is one whenever I play with, I used to play with my sister and dad quite a lot, for example, both DS and Wii. This is always one, like, straight in the first batch of picks or whatever. Like, everyone always really gets on with this one. It's nice and chill. Like, that for a little sad, it never reappears very much. I got it out of their system very quickly with DS and Wii back to back, and I'm like, okay, never again. We're not remaking Mario Sunshine, we're not re-releasing that. We did, but we're pretending we didn't, so just ignore it. Therefore this track is irrelevant. But I like it. I don't know why I've suddenly started placing items, considering I've not been doing it the last few races. Why I'm trying to get so crafty with them. It's not like I'm running into any need to do that sort of thing. Also, I just realised I'm on the Magic Cruiser. I keep making a point about off-road, so I should put my money where my mouth is. This off-road's bad. This off-road is not bad. If I like boost and wheelie through it, I think that's the way you want to do it. Problem now is, how do you add this to the world without adding Al Delfino? Oh yeah. Good point, but once again, don't try and sell that to me as a bad thing. I'd absolutely take Al Delfino as a drivable place in the overworld. They wouldn't do it, but I can dream. Don't you threaten me with a good time like that. So no bumps there. I thought the stairs was giving a load of bumps if I just stayed wheeling on it, but apparently not. So I want to get a bit of a boost going, heading into this bit in particular. Jump over it, bang. Big DLC Island, it's so good. That's like the candidate for things like that is, yeah, Delfino Island canonically has to be off the main island. So, hey, Delfino Island DLC is a whole new stage to do. Okay, let's do what I was meant to do. Filler King Boo in Mario Kart 8, very nice. Coins. Off-roader. Coins. Filler. Okay. And yet more off-road, so perfect time to do what this kart does, or this bike does best. It's a big beauty. And it's slip sliding all over the place. Also, we've said it before, this is a dirt track. It's dirt bikes. I don't know why they turned it into a mud track for MK8D Deluxe. It doesn't make any sense to me, but they did anyway. Missed earlier, are you two going to SonicCon? Indeed. Not to the after party, but the main bit, so I'd see you there. I assume, potentially. Based on the question. What do they say? Mostly Toadette's mostly the ones like that. We're glad to see some friendly faces. For sure. Maybe some unfriendly faces. I don't know. We have yet to see how the day pans out, but no, it'll be good to see people for sure. Yeah, a long time since I've caught up with everyone. I mean, when was the last time I saw Pete? Whenever we last went to Bonky, right? That was a long time ago. It's okay, I'm ignoring the unfriendly ones. Sage advice there, although for yourself, I mean, but yeah, good idea. I mean, I assume I'm also going to have to ignore some unfriendly faces. It'd be like that, so between us all, we'll do alright, I imagine. And I think sometimes certain people, so I'm looking forward to having an excuse to touch ground. Actually, no, it wouldn't have been Portugal, would it? It would have been FanFest, I saw Pete. Yeah, likewise. Pretty low number considering in both cases. Doing good in that regard. But all of the better. You must be doing something right. As opposed to having done something wrong to the others, I guess. Alright, we're making it. We're out of here. Can we get something good? Can we get some good chats, please? Let's see. Rolling the dice. Filler. Coins. Which is just filler. So, no, we didn't. Oh well. Onto the Leaf Cup, which we know from hinting has a lot of good stuff in it. And we're about to run out of new stuff to do relatively soon. Because Lightning's definitely repeat, and then we're mostly on to repeats. We've kind of played most of the new tracks by now, or done the first play of each track by now. Versus Leaf Cup Mirror. Well, it's gonna be another character, so I'm gonna go Baby Mario. Another lightweight, sorry. I can't get words out apparently. There we go, Leaf Cup Mirror. Let's go. Let's see what the cup brings that we don't know of. That is, we know basically the two best vehicles in each game. Or the best vehicle in each game is in this cup, which is incredible RNG. Let's see. Also, this track is randomly way louder. So Bowser. Oh wow, the sand in particular just doesn't slow you down. That's great. It's not like really thick off-road terrain, it's just normal off-road terrain, I'm guessing. So I'm gonna enjoy this. Because I can just go whoop, except I clipped the off-road or the yeah, bounds. Ignore that bit. I could just go like this. The creepy bear headlights, they're the worst, aren't they? I never noticed until you mentioned it to me, but it is really odd. Next hint until that's unravelled will be finding one of the two roller wheels somewhere. I have enough hint points, I assume I should do. And then I'm basically going to stop hinting from that point on, because that's all the good stuff I want, and I'll just let the ride take me. Yeah, at least it's semi-early in the seed in both cases. I'm perfectly happy with that. At least have, like, you know, the good vehicles. Yeah, there's others I would take. Like, I'd absolutely take a free Mac bike in this game, for example. That adds to some variety, because you might be pretty good as well. And, you know, there's a couple others in 8 Deluxe I'd take, like, Bit Buggy, the one I'm trying to think of. Yoshi Bike's my personal main. Take that as well. Yeah, otherwise we're basically just set at that point to get through these bits as quick as possible, even though we're already blitzing through all this stuff. Just do a tiny bit quicker, you know? Okay, probably a little off-road there. Teddy Buggy, there it is! Wiggler! Another really good bike in Mario Kart 8. That's like a top 5 bike for sure. Propeller pass, or propeller cup pass. More content. This cup's cracked. We've suffered through filler for this. It was all worth it, clearly. I love this track. I don't know why the version in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and therefore Tour is nothing like it, but that is also a very good version of things considered as well. But like, this is definitely the more accurate of the two from memory. Oops. That one's still a real great track. It's a very, very different take on it. Like, there's some bits that are reminiscent. It's not like they completely made it up like they did some tracks. Sky. Was it called Sky Garden? This track's just a lot of fun. This was always one of my favourites when the game first came out. It's still ranked pretty highly up there thinking about it, honestly. It is really good. Okay, I got my Magic Cruiser, one of the better bikes for the lightweights. I'm still living life pretty good, all things considered. I've definitely had worse carts and bikes to use for most of the APs. These good ones are super late on, so we had a pretty lucky roll to begin with, all things considered. It's gone really smoothly. Now I just wait to see how the gold trophy hunt in particular screws us over in both games. I mean, we're not doing too bad on either of them. I think we had set it 3 in Mario Kart 8, and I think I've got a couple more here in Wii. We did. You read my mind, or from my lips, because I just said it. Whoops. What on earth was that sound effect? The modulation got that one dirty in particular. Clean race though, aside from the swamp, but I didn't fall off or anything. Most of them exclusively reserved for Sherbet Lap. It's not really an issue, I say. I just kind of lost control. Oh no! Alright, well, we'll do this again in replay. Darn. Filler, Flame Runner, there it is. Right, just make sure to not hit Bowser Castle 3. Yeah, I wasn't even trying to do anything fancy or anything, I just kind of lost grip on the track. Oh well, more repeats. It was bound to happen at some point. Another track hugely benefiting from this particular vehicle. Needs more jungle music. I know, right? It's so boring. Where's the drum and bass? Oh, a single bit of acid jungle in here. What's going on? I do enjoy that you waited for the perfect moment to say that, but it did take courage to wait that long to mention it. It's alright, I could put in, because this is CCGP, I could put in custom music and we could have the jungle remix back. If I thought of that, I should have done it. Sadly, I did not, so something I could very easily do for the next stream. Where the amen? Good point. You do raise a valid concern. Going fine so far. Not great, but it's going, and that's the key. This track's fine. I mean, I've ragged on it before, but with a nice controlling vehicle like this, it's certainly much better. And hey, beats having a glider shoved into it in the case of most custom tracks by just having that little flyover bit there. You know what this track needs? A bad sequel. The mentions a ripple without having one. What the fuck were they thinking? They also, Overcart did have a track contest last week, so they put out a new ROM full of spring track contest tracks. I'm like, there was a little bit of curiosity in there for, there's part of it that's like, oh good, there's a load of tracks that aren't even good enough to make it into the normal ROM. There is also part of me that's like, what if the other people who aren't Dead Ferret or whatever his name were, just better at making tracks, and this is actually tolerable. Filler, Daisy, okay. Just a Mario circuit. One of many Mario circuits featured throughout this. Hey, I get some nice grass cards. I think. Will this be slower than just doing it normally? I mean, I've got to remember which way I go with this mirror screwing me up. Nah, this is way faster. God, I love the magic. I love the Magic Cruiser. I might have to come back to this a few times, but these sorts of tracks just, it's so much fun to just go the unintended way. Kind of a shame there's not really an equivalent car/bike like this that I can think of in MK8D Deluxe, because it would add a surprising bit of fun to that as well, in terms of just going different ways you're not really used to. Look at this. Like, they are catching up quite fast, but at the same time I'm trusting so much compared to what they're about to do that it kind of makes up for it. In a modern game, stuff like this, we're getting up and attached. I think it's intentional. Off-road is a stat, so they must have known about it. It's not even like it's OP, like, this bike, even with cuts like this, is still significantly worse than just going normally on a good vehicle. But, you know, they're playing dumb CPU, so they kind of don't know that. It is normal mode CPU, so it's not like I'm even put them on easy just to have even less of a fuss. I did just leave them as is, because they're already going to have a hard enough time catching me anyway. So you go around reading out the like. That is the majority of the reason why they're not catching up again. But even then, like, these shortcuts still can be good even with all of that stuff turned on. Nice little snipe. I don't know who sent that shell, because it wasn't me. Okay, so we gotta go back to Bowser Castle. Before then, coins, filler, worthless track, okay. Still, we got the good stuff. That's what we came here for. We got everything we wanted out of this transaction, so let's go and fulfill that promise. Right, so with that, I'm going to go and versus race into GBA Bowser Castle 3 and not make a dumb mistake like I did last time. Alright, so I have three options here, don't I? I have Waluigi, Wario, and Rosalina. Well, I'm going to start with Waluigi since he was denied earlier on. Here we go, and Bowser Castle 3. And after that, I think it's just Lightning Cup and one half of Battle Mode. Unless we pick up anything in the next GP or so, which is very possible, to be fair. We've still got a lot of cup unlocks in this game in particular. We have a load in MK8D still as well, but you know, we've been getting those because of the volume of them more frequently than we've been getting MK8D ones. It feels like ages since I last saw a Wii unlock. This time we're feeling. Sorry, one more time we're feeling, fellas. They say in the racing game business. No idea which one. Wouldn't know. Yes, I'd never actually considered it, but I don't know if someone's ever made a manual for the original All-Stars Racing. I'm sure there must be one for Transform, but this game versus All-Stars Racing would go hard. I would screenshot. I should look into that. I've actually never considered that. That would be a perfect use scenario for actually playing the PC version when you only have access to no online, you know? Actually, if I wanted to look into it after stream. Even if I didn't stream it, I'd absolutely play that in a future multiplayer one. Okay. Very clean, not been hit by any swamps yet, still pulling your time, don't you worry. Still a lot of time. There you go, I'm actually getting slowed down by all this stuff like I meant to with 99% of vehicles in this game. Yeah, you can see what just having better top speed and acceleration stuff does. Like even though we're missing some of this off-road stuff, we've had a way better time with this track in terms of if you look at second place and everyone else, you know. You can just create a huge lead with Bowser Bike or Mac Bike, which is why they're so good for this sort of stuff. Good in general, full stop really. Why they would definitely get the balance patch. Thank you by the way, exclamation mark Archipelago as Larry just put, can take you to the website if you're curious about playing it on your own. Generally for like unspotted stuff like these manuals and stuff that's not actually listed on the website, you do kind of have to get your hands dirty with Discord servers, because if it's not on the site it needs it technically testing or whatever, so it does happen, but yeah, I highly recommend it. Either if you're confused or just want to know more about it. PC3 was just filler after all that, awesome. Right, I think I'm going to take a little break here and go and do some battle mode. So what vehicles do we have again? Standard car M, and the heavyweight version of that, right? Yeah, standard car L. Alright, I'm actually going to use the opportunity to use Luigi then, and go standard car M. I don't have any of the bikes, unfortunately, although it doesn't massively matter. Alright, battle mode. What is it again? Balloon, I want to say. Oh no, it's coin battle. This can be a tad annoying because whereas if you use team mode in the standard versus races. In that you can carry the team on your own. Even if the team do bad, your points make up for it. That's not how battle mode works. This does just turn into get item, sit in the corner of the arena, and wait for the time to elapse sometimes, unfortunately. So, no matter what I do, I'm going to set them to easy, but it doesn't actually help, because guess what? That sets your teammates to easy as well. Choose, recommended. The minimum I can set this is 2. I tend to once again do the house rule of I actually see that through. I don't just do 1 and go, okay, I'm good. I really should, because it just defines a coin battle win. Doesn't say it has to be a full team win, but it's just how I do it. So, with that, coin runners, I'm gonna go Luigi. Okay, standard Kart M is the one I have, yep. And these, for some reason, aren't in the pool. I guess it makes sense, but it would be some nice filler items nonetheless. I've got 2, if not 3 stages to pick here, so I normally just cheese it out in SNES Battle Course 4, because it's really easy to hide in the corner of SNES Battle Course 4. Same with GBA Battle Course 3. I kind of want to show off these. Mario Kart Wii has really good battle tracks, both retro and new ones. This is just a really good battle mode. I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is as well, but for a long time this was like by far the best one to me personally. I think most people tended to lean towards the S, but I really liked this one. Funky Stadium. It's not going to be as good as the CTGP8 remix, but we can enjoy it anyway. Luckily there are still corners that I can camp in here, so. I get the feeling CTGP is screwing something up here. Just a hunch. Okay. Also, I'm driving really slowly. There's no coin. This is gonna end in a stalemate. Huh? I didn't know this happened. I know battle mode doesn't work online. I wasn't aware it didn't work offline. I know Funky Stadium is used by some. It's used by a couple of custom tracks, so maybe let's try a slot that isn't used by custom tracks. If not, I might just have to skip, unfortunately, which does feel like cheating, but not really too sure what I could do, except for, I guess, go back to the Wii U menu and fire up the game normally to do these 2 checks, which feels like way more effort than it's worth. Or I could just leave them for tomorrow and do it first thing, I guess, by that same logic. Right, where definitely doesn't have... Let's start here. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have an in-game equivalent. That's a long load. That comes up. Okay, right, this is, we're gonna save this then. That's a shame. I don't know why it does. Oh! No, I don't have 24 player on. I think 24 player breaks battle mode, but that's a beta thing that I don't have enabled on this Wii U. I don't know then. That's really odd. Okay, back to racing, I guess. To the Lightning Cup. Oh well, we'll do that tomorrow then. Start there and then move on to back to the normal game when we're done. Or at least if I have Balloon, I should hint where Balloon Battle is for that reason, so I can actually go out my way to get it. Exclamation mark hint, Balloon. That's not how I spell balloon. Battle win. Oh, whoops. Balloon Battle access. Twisted Mansion. That is Mushroom Cup? No, it's the second one, isn't it? Flower Cup, right? Yes, and Flower Cup is at Cup Pass. Daisy Circuit Wii. And of course, as we all know, Daisy Circuit Wii is in StarCraft. Oh, just stock up. Oh, I don't have enough hit points. Okay, that's where that thread finishes. Right, doesn't matter for now. Let's go back to where we were. Mario Kart 8. Oh, sorry, Mario Kart Wii. Closing Mario Kart 8 was what I meant to say. Lightning Cup. Okay. Luigi. Let him have his time to shine. Okay. Back to Lightning Cup. Oh, I want to put this in normal mode. There we go. Okay. Lightning. First repeat cup of the day, right? Ignore the banana cup shenanigans. Oh look, this track works. Who would have thunked it? Okay, here we go. Good bike. Time to dominate the competition. Let's go. Stay home. Not if I do stuff like that. Especially since I'm probably going to hit the green shell unless Bowser gets it for me. Right, Bowser gets it for me. Goodness, stop clipping stuff. Not the viewers that keep clipping stuff. Despite a couple of hiccups, we're doing fine. That was very close. That turn's not very good. Daisy's on the Mac bike, of course. So like the second best combo in the game, the CPU just rolls it. Let's continue on, and we've got some free checks. And then I just need, what, 4 more hint points for the Star Cup hint? So, next race I can hint that, right? At the end of next race I can hint that, I mean. We got Iggy. Sports Coupe. Oh, Yoshi. Very nice. As you've seen, of course, I have a custom skin on Yoshi. Why wouldn't I? It's me. Okay, so Peach Gardens, then I can do that next hint. Because we've not played any version of the Star Cup, so I guess it would be nice to know where that is. Whoop, okay. Yeah, I've got to reacclimatise the fact that a lot of these tracks, this is now the normal version after I just got used to Mirror. Case in point. Oh. Okay. Not really much to add at this point. A lot of racing. This is getting quite late. We'll give it like a cup or 2 more tonight and call it there. Maybe just return to Mario Kart 8 once we're done with this one, no matter what happens. Unless the Star Cup's like really doable. But even then, I think just because of the volume of... No, I don't know. The checks are actually more weighted towards Mario Kart Wii because of the top 3 thing. In fact, you get 3 checks per stage rather than 2. So maybe it would be more likely to be in this game. At which point I've still got to do like 2 or 3 more things anyway, so... Yeah, so maybe just push come to shove. I'll go back to... I'll go back to 8 after this and just finish it off with a bit more of that, since we've mostly been on Wii today, which I think will change. The balance will definitely change next stream to be a bit more 8 heavy, I imagine, because we have a lot we can do over there. But, you know, just in the interest of keeping things varied, I'll probably do that, unless something really good drops in here, in which case I'll just end off here and make sure I do loads of 8 tomorrow. I'm definitely glad I made the preemptive decision to split these, because I can't imagine being sat here and I'm like, oh god, I've still got however many more hours. We've not seen a gold trophy in like an hour and a half, so it's not even like we've made any genuine progress. We've just made progress towards randomly niche little things. Even then, I only need the Star Cup hint because I want to do something because of a technical issue. Right. Donkey Kong, Slick, Bowser. Right, with that I have the hint points I believe, so I'm now going to hint Star Cup. Sherbet Land bonus. Sherbet Land is... That's base game, so... Banana... Nope. Not Shell, it's not Banana. Leaf? Yes. It's a really long thread to get to this one, isn't it? Hint, Leaf, Cup, Pass. Yeah, okay, I have no points in Mario Kart 8 at all. Right, that's just not happening, so... Like I said, let's just go back to 8 after this. Okay, just these 2 to go then. At least this one's a bit easier, to me at least. I tend to take the corners way better on the normal version than the mirror version, even though it is the same track. Just brain is weird like that sometimes, I guess. Hey, at least if I start tomorrow, I won't have to start at 9 o'clock. I could probably actually start somewhere a bit closer to like 7 or what have you, which is when I would ideally like to start these, to be honest. But I think I've said before, Monday is shopping night, so get back when I can, get done what I can when I can, so, you know, it is the way it is. Because of that, because I'm done tomorrow, I could realistically be more like 8, but that's still an extra hour than I have tonight, you know? So, let's be fair, everyone is going to bed for work, just me, who's the outlier. I am the only one. This is a weekend, this is less an issue. It's a Monday night. Everyone's worn out after having got back in. Oh wait, no, it's a bank holiday. That's even worse than actually. Everyone is dreading tomorrow more than usual. I'm still awake-ish. It happens. I normally notice if I am going with these Mario Kart Mondays by about 11:30, your chats drop off, which is very amusing to me. I accept it's very late for everyone. Whereas, I mean, I tend to go to bed about between 12 and 1-ish nowadays, so it's actually not like it's that. I got to like 2-3 AM for a while, and not that bad anymore, so I like kind of chill for half an hour while uploading the VOD and then go to bed whenever the VOD's done, normally on these Monday ones. I'm looking forward to last week of the month, a little busy at work. Yeah, I can imagine. Sounds rough. I barely missed that. It would have been fun to be at the double trick right at the end. I guess technically triple trick, but still, would have been nice to get it right at the end of the ramp. So made up for some of the swag lost earlier in Sherbet Land for sure. I should take the opportunity to do the funny, because no one's anywhere near me. See, that's not how you do it, because you need way more speed than that, and I kind of felt it, but I can actually go for it again in the time it takes the rest of them to get over here. That's more like it. See, you're not meant to slow down, you're meant to just go for it, which I used to remember how to do. Don't really remember anymore though, as you can tell by that monstrosity. Coins. Gold trophy. Haven't seen one of those for a while. Coins. Okay, and one more. Vary it up, because I'm definitely looking forward to heading back to 8. Had my fill of this for the moment. I get sick of Mario Kart Wii, I just like hopping back and forth between them, and in particular right now. I don't get an opportunity to stream Wii as much as I do 8, so I thought I'd kind of make the most of it, but actually no, I am appreciating breaking it up a little bit, because I played these tracks. I mean, I've played 8's tracks loads as well, but I've been playing these tracks longer and presumably have collectively played them more, so I take a bit less time to tire of them personally. That's why I tend to gravitate towards mods and stuff so much on Mario Kart Mondays at the moment. I'm like, I want something fresh. Or at least feels more fresh to me, you know. That's how I am. It's like, you know, I've been alluding to the fact that I've been doing these Mario Kart sessions with Ilari and others as well. It's like, they always pick the same tracks, and I'm like, I picked some different tracks last week, and I was like, why did anyone pick that? Ice Ice Outpost, I think it was. It's like, because it's different, because we've not played it recently. I kind of like that. I just seem to tire of these games way quicker than most people I know. That's why it's like, oh, in some circles I'm the Mario Kart person for some reason. It's like, but I know other people in the circle who have way more hours in the game than me. It's just I spent them in a different way to those people, clearly. Ice Ice Outpost is not bad, it just takes getting used to. I will maintain that. I used to think it was bad because I played it so much. Then I grew to like it, as with most of 8's DLC. I just like tracks in Mario Kart 8 where you drift around loads of successive corners tightly, like Dragon Driftway and Ice Ice Outpost. They're the ones that really stick out to me the most, because they feel the most fun in that game's engine. Whereas in this game, there's like different things I like about its best tracks in my personal opinion, and 8's design I like different things as well, and I've come to accept that what I want from a Mario Kart track is something very different from my peers, basically. I like the twists, I like the turns, it makes it interesting to drive on. But I also can appreciate a good straight line every now and then, but if there were 31 other base Mario Kart 8 tracks I could have picked, technically isn't it 47 because it's DLC? Because it's 48 track, isn't it, with, without booster course pass, right? It's a fine track. Great. Oh well, Daisy's not particularly close to me. Right, we got Inkling Girl. I get a feeling I know who I'm going to be asked to play as. Baby Luigi in my game, and Classic Dragster. Okay, with that, that is our Mario Kart Wii quota for the night. You're not including DLC, but Ice Ice Outpost is DLC. You're not including the type of track that it is. Okay. Alright. That's our fill of Wii for the night. With that... what do I do again? I mute you, I do that. I do that. I turn off Wii U mode. I hit Elgato. Deactivate and reactivate. And then there we are. Okay. We'll play Alpine Pass till we have... I like Alpine Pass, but I am quickly growing to resent it. Okay, so I'm not even gonna wait to be asked, I'll just do it. I got my teddy buggy, didn't I? So I'm gonna leave the combo otherwise as is. Right, let's have a look at what we can do now then. Quite a few, I'm guessing. Oh no, not actually that much, honestly. Oh no, I guess I have. Lightning Cup, Propeller, and Special. What's in Propeller? Could be quite quick. I guess I'll go Propeller. It's here. I actually think Sydney Sprint's going to be the longest one here, so I think I'm going to start here. Okay, I really like Sydney Sprint, mainly because of the music, but I think it's a pretty good track design as well. Top 3 from, top 3 actually to play on from the tour tracks and Booster Course Pass for sure. For me at least. I know that's unpopular, I think people way prefer other tracks, this one's really good for me personally. Alright, weird headlights aren't on yet, but don't you worry, we will have some close-ups on them. Just you wait. Feels nice to be back here and actually drifting around corners instead of spamming wheelie whenever possible. It's like a change of pace for sure that I appreciate. Playing so many of these tracks back to back, you know. Nice thing as well is because coins are still on, you can just get up to the coin total very quickly and not lose them, so then you're always driving at max speed as opposed to the main game when not only are you going slow because you're getting pelted, but also because you've only got like one coin at a time or whatever, you know. So it's nice to just know that you're going at max speed and uninterrupted, and it really does make these races go by so much faster, even on its own, even discounting the time saved from the item stuff, you know. I just think it's a nice way to play the game that isn't very typical of normally playing it. It's a nice atypical way to enjoy it. So once again, that's why we're here. That's why it was so appealing to me to do one of these with Mario Karts, was for this exact reason. Oh. Oh, are they still on lap 2? That's why they're able to do that then. Makes sense, otherwise I just thought CPUs were bugging out. Good stuff. Yeah, cool. Filler! Pipe frame! Ooh, pipe frame, nice. Yeah, already got the best cart, so not going to switch from it all that much, but nice to have it. Now, this track's really short, which I'm thankful for. It's a nice one though. It's like a very simple one as well, which, as we've already said, kind of goes a long way as a palette planter. Just a nice quick lap, very few ice physics considering it's an ice track. Should have made more of an attempt to beeline for points there, but oops. Okay. Clean lap, mostly up to speed as well, so not got too much to fear. It's not exactly a map I'm going to be falling off on all that much. And just take it take it easy and slow, which is, well, actually what I've been doing for a vast majority of today. I've not had that many issues with really all that much, so I'll take that. Whoops. Hey, welcome! Welcome out to Fluff. How you doing? Hope you're having a good one. How have you been recently? Maybe you've had goodness, I don't want to think about how long it's been since I should have been catching up, but yeah, hope you've been good. Currently randomizing Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart Wii through a little multi-world randomizing action, so we're about getting to the end of the day. Everyone's heading off to bed mostly, but getting in our last few races before we're seeing this off for the night. Keeping busy, that is good to hear. That is what you need. I definitely haven't kept busy and somewhat regretting it because of that, but that sounds like what you need, so hopefully, yeah, all going well. That is the wrong one. Remind me to press Snowland in a second. Hey, I got a Mercedes. I was like 1 pixel below the right button, so I hit the button for Mushroom Gorge and not the one for Snowland. Fat-fingered it again! No, we're back to Wii, but at least we've not played this track yet. We've done quite well on not playing most of the repeats today. That'll be the job of tomorrow by the looks of it. This track's pretty good here. Mushroom Gorge was always my favourite when I was younger, back when I first played Mario Kart Wii, but I don't know, it definitely gone down the list as the years have gone on, and the translation's a bit odd. It's alright. I feel like half the fun of it in Wii, at least from my perspective nowadays, is the risk-reward of, you know, the mushrooms have like curves on the end, so you can kind of, wheelie over one and skip one and that sort of stuff, or do I want to bounce here, or do I want to not? You kind of lose that here, I think, for the most part. If there's a mushroom, you just trick. No lips or anything. I mean, there's one less mushroom here, full stop, on that little entrance here. Plus, you know, Booster Course Boss, kind of famous for not looking as good as the base game. I think this track kind of looks pretty cheap and tacky, honestly, compared to what it could have looked like when you compare it to stuff like Warriors Goldmine. But that's still nice enough. I'm being a bit harsh on it, but I don't know. The childhood dream wasn't quite realised with this one. It's perfectly fine though. Hey, another one we never played, so you know, you're just throwing that hint in there, Larry, for all of us. One never appears. Sky High Sunday appears all the time, but like most of the tracks in here I've played like once or twice online. Not as popular as others. Yeah, that happens so often. You just over-trick on the mushrooms in this version. I worry, am I going to fall off? Right, so Snowland, I should have received Sprinter. Ooh. And Mushroom Gorge, Spiny Cup Pass. More content to do in this game. Okay. Oh, that'll be for tomorrow anyway, because I was going to do one more cup after this. I was going to go till midnight, but it doesn't feel fair to come back and do one cup at Mario Kart 8, considering how much Wii we've had today. Yeah, this track's perfectly fine. I mean, because it's original, it doesn't suffer from the whole thing. There's another version to compare it to, kind of, but also I think just they can pour a bit more time into it, so this track's actually really good looking here. Even despite that, Mario Kart Worlds version like knocks it out of the park, but I think it's a really good looking track compared to the rest of the Booster Course Pass. It's pretty fun to drive too. It's a very basic loop. I wish there was like just a tiny few more variations, but even for a basic loop, you kind of wouldn't realise without looking at the map. Like, it doesn't feel like it to me personally, but you know, you look at it and you're like, yeah, you could use a couple more twists or whatever have you know. I guess anyway. It's definitely nitpicking for the sake of nitpicking at that point though. Hey, that's what a stream's gotta be. I can't just be like, yeah, I like all these tracks. I absolutely could, but there would be very little to talk about otherwise. Oh, these loud bumpers are doing what they do best. Disturbing everyone for miles round. Okay. One more to go. I always miss that one. I have no idea if it's fast to go through here or not, but I always do, just for the little trick boost. Oh. Oh. It was good, clean fun until then. I just had to go and ruin it. Wait, was I not at full coins this whole time? There's just that few on this map. Oh no, I'm just going out my way to miss a bunch of them apparently. Okay. Nice. And with that, we get filler and filler. Good. Great, yeah, that's just what I wanted. How did you know? Okay. So, my options are... Gods Go, good night. No worries, Alori. Like I said, I'm only going to do one more cup anyway, but yeah, it's getting late. Have a good one. So, all three of my options right now end in a rainbow road, which is what I want to do. So, which one would I prefer to end with, basically? What's the quickest of the bunch? Just because people are about done. I don't think it's special as much as special would be fitting to end the day on. I don't even think it's lightning. I think it's the DLC one. I think it's where is it? Spiny. Yeah, I think Spiny's going to be the quickest one, so let's do that. Okay. Who do I have in terms of characters? A lot. Okay, jeez. Since I last played, we have Link, Wendy, Baby Luigi, King Boo, Wiggler, Daisy, Iggy, Donkey Kong, and Inkling Girl. We just played Inkling Girl. I don't want to waste King Boo too early. Which one's Iggy? Don't know how I'm feeling him. We're not going to play as Baby Luigi, I don't think, in... Are we? I'm trying to think it through. I don't think we'll end up playing as him in Mario Kart Wii, so let's do him here. Well, let's play as him here. It's this guy, Spiny. Yep. Yeah, this Rosalina Ice World's a really long track, but theoretically this would be the quickest of the three options here right now. I mean, I know people love Wii Rainbow Road, so it's a bit of a shame to make them miss out on it, but hey, still two pretty good ones for tomorrow regardless. Yeah, off we go. Madrid Drive, one I play loads online. This is a lot of people's favourites. A lot, certainly one of their favourites from Booster Course Pass. This one therefore comes up all the time. It's a very nice drive. Thematically not necessarily one of my favourites. I don't have much of a connection to Madrid. To be fair, I haven't visited any of them that aren't London or Paris. They're the two, but I don't know. This one's still very nice, all things considered. I've got a bit of a soft spot for stuff like the Vancouver, Singapore ones, etc. So the ones that just kind of European city that I feel like I've probably not walked past, but it feels like I have. I have a bit less of an affinity for them versus the very different stuff, but, you know, at least they're very different to me as someone who lives in a European city, pretty much. Like, it's Madrid. I couldn't see certain landmarks, but I could see houses that feel very similar to this most places I go. Like, this feels within drivable distance to me somewhat, you know. Therefore, it does not excite as much as it could. But it's still a very nice track, all things considered. Does a very good job capturing the good side of Madrid still. It does. The tourism's working. It makes me want to visit more than the London one, put it like that. Yeah, so far good race, all in all. I mean, the acoustic guitar's adding a lot as well to the track, to be fair. Oop. I'd like to just bug out there for a second because I did something I shouldn't have. Hey, different roads, which some of Christopher's past tour tracks do, some of them don't, so I can appreciate it. Okay. I was worried that was going to hit me, but we're all good. Nice. What do we get? Turnip Cup. Okay, the plot thickens. Tanuki Mario. Oh, I'm gonna say that till tomorrow. I'll say playing as Tanuki Mario till tomorrow. I'm gonna double check something now that it's midnight. Hopefully I can do it before this little intro screen ends. Okay, it's probably about what I expected. And off we go. Certainly far from one of my favourite tracks in this game. I find it way too fiddly to drive, especially with like these thin little edges here, but very good music. Thematically also very nice. Like the concept of ice levels in general, especially ones with like cool Aurora themes, and love Super Mario Galaxy. Rosalina's a really decent character, all things considered as well, so just wish I liked the actual track layout a tiny bit more than I do. It's a shame, but just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I always found Mario Kart 7 was very hit and miss in that regard. It has some like absolute favourites in the entire series, and some that sit at the bottom of the barrel for me personally, but I'm where I'm alone, but it's fine by me. I'm willing to be controversial this one time. I can handle it. I can handle the heat, you know? It's like this little thin edge and the one right at the end. It never feels satisfying, especially when you've got a load of people up the backside. It's like, get away from me. I'm just trying to drive in a straight line somewhat competently. I don't need this. And yet I always seem to, apparently, because that's the way the game throws me into the situation. So after this, SNES, Bowser Castle 3. Oh yeah, that'll be a super quick one. And Wii Rainbow Road's a pretty long one, but banger central, so nothing to moan about. Is that meant to be like the theming of the comic observatory on the right, the weird ball of fire, I'm guessing? You know, galaxies, planets, etc. It all makes sense. I've never really actually stopped and looked at the scenery before, because I'm normally playing this in a really frantic 12-player online race or something, and therefore I haven't had a chance to just look at the small galaxy details. I forgot what the turning was. But we're nearly out, so we can get the good stuff. No, it's actually not too bad of a track playing it here without the distractions and things. It's perfectly fine. Maybe like it a little less in its original game, but some of these tracks get a little scaled up for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so you know, they get benefited by that. Anyway, filler. Great. The only thing Rosalina Racewell deserves, apparently. Okay. This track is very different to its original version. I don't know why they decided that, but they did, so here we are. Perfectly good though. I know a lot of people have a lot more love for this, so even if this is a repeat track, it doesn't actually honestly feel like it that much. I'm gonna guess the layout actually on the on the map itself mostly matches. It's just, you know, the driving and the obstacles and things they've changed out here. You know, I think that that soft corner there is definitely a bit of a liberty because it's nowhere near that soft in like Wii and you know, its origin. GBA, that's the one. It's just little things which technically don't change it too much, but lead to it feeling really different to drive on. You know, huge emphasis on anti-craft as well definitely helps that one. Very short track, which once again I am thankful for, because you can't just leave one cut back on Mario Kart 8. You got to give it at least 2. But yeah. I feel like, you know, giving it another 20 minutes or whatever if I can get away with 15. So save the big stuff for tomorrow. I was gonna say start with 8, but no, I have to start with Wii because the weird balloon battle stuff. I'm just annoyed that the balloon battle is going to be right at the end, so there is a good chance, there's like a really good chance actually, that unless it's got a gold trophy I can just avoid it. So that might end up being the play. I mean, it's a shame because it'd be nice to play the battle mode stuff for the variety, but I'm not rebooting the game into the normal game to do that when, you know, when it's such a hassle as it is. Filler. Gold trophy, very nice. How am I doing for trophies? 4. How many do I need? It's not really telling me. Yeah, sometimes it tells you in the victory tab how many you need in 8. Or is it Wii that does that? Let me check Wii real quick. 8 trophies in Wii. How many do I have? 3. Okay. Alright, here we go. Final race of the night. Let's make the most of it. I mean, I've never been the Wii Rainbow Road stan like most other people are. Like, this is most people's favourite Rainbow Road. It should be. Wii's the one that, you know, has the most memories at the most malleable time of your development or whatever, but it's a very good version. Music's very good as well, but definitely in track design I always felt was a little superseded. Even in music, I tend to come back to other ones a little bit more than Wii Rainbow Road, as good as it is. Yeah, I was always a big fan of DS and GameCube in particular, probably my 2 favourite Rainbow Roads. They're very good, so of course they're the 2 that didn't make it in. I mean, technically GBA Rainbow Road didn't make it in as well, but I feel like that one was being less demanded. I mean, there's probably still a good chunk of support for it anyway. It's not like I was actively following, like, the, you know, discussions and all that sort of stuff, but I imagine probably inherently a bit less than GameCube and DS, but like, if crumbles, can't have more. Can, however, have, like 5 or something, 5 or 6, goodness knows how many it is. What? SNES, N64, normal Wii, no, it's 4. Yeah, no, that makes sense, yeah, because it's at the end of each batch of cups. Yeah, 4, I think. I'm not doubting myself again, I feel like it's 5. No, it's 4. Yeah, it's 4. Or is it? No. It's still a very good track, and a pretty nice conversion of that. And they knew this was the #1 pick from most of the community, probably, so good on them for holding it to a last. Oh wait, no, 3DS. No, it is 5. Wait, yeah? Chance, last chance. Wii, 3DS, N64, SNES. Yeah, no, I was right. I knew it was 5. Okay. A lot of them. Goodness gracious me. Most of this race has just been me attempting to count and complete mostly failure, to be honest. It's not gone very well, has it? But we got there in the end. We solved the conundrum, and now it's the 3rd lap, so I don't have to think of that much more stuff to talk about. Perfect, well done. It totally wasn't on accident, I swear. Good stuff. So I'll talk about it again in a second, but for those of you still here, we'll be back around 7 to 8 PM tomorrow, even though it's not Mario Kart Monday and it's Mario Kart Tuesday, but sure. That's just me making voices up in my head, but yeah, we'll be back around then, and hopefully we should be able to finish this off, because we're already a good chunk of the way through this Randomiser seed so far. So if you want to join me then, hit me a follow at the Green Viper 8. Come join the Discord, !Discord, if you're at all interested. I'll give you at everyone's over there and stuff when I go live and upload VODs, etc. So it's probably the best place to get notified about all this sort of stuff. Otherwise, I'll get this VOD up ASAP. For those of you who missed the end of it, so if you are listening on this on the replay, give us a wave or whatever. But otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll start with battle mode as to get that done, and then we'll jump straight back into Mario Kart 8 to get a bit more variety in, since we've done a lot of Wii today. So thanks for watching, everyone. Catch you again for part 2 tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening, and see you soon. Bye for now.